Emamu ani bi nso no ene omo maame nom ene omo sewa nom ne omo nananom type ene nso ede asi ani nya asem ketoa enti enkwakрафo ne emayiwa no de asi ani no na mmerewafo nso no ene emamu anu so de asi ani ende akatima kapen yekeka nya asem ketoa tie na ko various universities mu a omo nso so a ye form wo machi emamu a ye form wo machi ede gi iPhone ede gi sikanom ne ade nya asem ketoa na ba mu asitu ape obeso high 2 bedroom no otrem no ayi mu sepe wonya adwuma so da usia na fon ekura no se tie ni obetimi hwe no force aje ma ye adwuma ba ye bia 20 years ni afon ekura kola mi ntimi nto ka ye okura yi mi ntimi nto edan ye a wotimi mi nya ene hefa na kola ifa ye nya sika na ye ni sei ana wa hwe ye out society mu a na society se wa mobra as is odi epe wa epe ni tutu as a society ashase ebu animtia because Ghana obinya sika ye misa baabi a wonya sika ne free kwa ofa so nya sika fo bia ho ne hia ne se wonya sika na ye worship na ye tontrum na ye ma positions ahodo nti emabu no enhwe yi na ye se opode infamade hwunhwumpa ade a onya ena Bible musu da se bremra no meka quotation ni kire ye say Bible so say obi a opa de anya wafa kwan pa so no o se akokohwede a obutun kosu anya onu ane de aso na obebu ni bremu aja na wie no be kwase a okay so Enoch say abutri kai so wo so adru yes so adru mu Enoch me da nti so adru ena owo enti no ye hunu bebre atete amashase ebia for chitin krofo edi omukọ ebi nso ewu eya asusu hwa bisa ho se enipa bi ho a wunyi no anase biribi atwe be 5 years ago 10 years ago no matisu on potemu anaso mo sika kita flash cars na de eya bisa so mo hefa ebi awu ebi nso yare dedan enti mama yenkyere ye ma no kwanpa no awofo nso so ne bad sika isi a ne bad bensi aba isi a ne bad sei o misa na no maame ba ko a na me gina ho na abamu abi ahye ne banyem na obi bisa maame ne se ma na ayi ubai abamu ana wa ahye ne nyem no oya adwuma ban amiri gina ha se oya fraud boy oya fraud boy ana me se me gina ma se maame na adwin nyina ne se fraud boy ne ya adwuma mu ana adwin nyina ne se ye kas ne ba no fraud boy na ahye ne nyem no se maame na adwin ye ne se abamu ane ba no okura car no ECC na ese fraud boy no em se ma me na adwene se fraud boy ni ye adwuma interesting so anopay yenhwe na yema mebu no mo bre yi sika de onya bia ye nyina epebi kan de onya bia ye nyina epebi adan ene ne man de onya bia ye nyina epebi nanso ahwe yi no antoto ni me yi wa ebe wi ase no na akwesem bebre bidin Kwaku Dawuro we eye dwudwam on movement in the morning na ye de be so ebe to aso na pe de bonkrata no e wo dwaso na ayi no mo beba sisi ana ye di enkomo bat ensema wo ho na doso and eye usual with NDC aban because NDC for ba aban mu a eye ensem ni timi ba wo hu ne awo campo ene ne obeja and one ayi issue a ese ye ka ho asem be pebre na ya ka ho asem no has to do with Omampeni Mahama. Now the publication about say you say or the $10 billion and a day wa pompe a day Ghana economy $10 billion if January 2025 ABC by November and October 2025 less than a year or the $10 billion. Now, so the offer exchange rate, 1 to 10 krepu no a. Now, say about 100 billion Ghana cedis. And ye de asset economy. Now, we say ye de share economy ye de stabilize the Ghana cedi. About the $10 billion as stabilize Ghana cedi. Meanwhile, cedi stabilization is supposed to be demand and supply. But Omampeni Mahama, any Bank of Ghana governor could try them, ebe catch they say, or no dear we decided say obe keep seed no ahoɔden no between a dollar na ahoɔden no between 10 and 12 cedis and you said dollar ye pia gumu saa ɛna ha no yada no West African market ɛde ma dollar no nti ha na West African countries ahodo aka nyina Nigeria for Mali for Nigeria for nyina ye twe dollar no kɔ saa aban de ba ne ye twekɔ aban de ba ne ye twekɔ aban de ba ne ye twekɔ enti no even though ene ya pump $10 billion at the economy ni mu no and now make us say dollar no number 13 12 13 cedis so can you imagine say ya pump say sika na mfa ngu economy ni mu a anke bi abana dollar na twam be 25 Ghana cedis a lazy man approach I the governor mine $10 billion look man penny Mahama be catch say obey 24-hour economy 24-hour economy no oh here $4 billion spend all the last time 24-hour economy unim scar here or the ama or one say 100 million Ghana cedis 100 million Ghana cedis last time calculate say 100 million Ghana and $100 million so 100 million Ghana cedis in percentage terms so we could calculate 100 million Ghana cedis from $4 billion na saying and now you bet me the says kano aye ni ma bebre my economy na gina but man pani Mahama populism nti any propaganda nti or prefer say obekwa akwa GST akoton Ghana nima na owi a wahwie $10 billion egu estate market nim na ode amasid no abon the powder tena make us man pani Mahama say man no be make up mo ba ku friend foundation omo wi a asa na omo di bi atoso omo wi a wo se fo mo kita fan keto abi na omo di hu omo de fo manim saa because odi list na infiltrate no asama ba saa bi na mampani Mahama ye odi $10 billion extra foundation wo nanim ena odi pon so agu so ena fo kura fine ena wo de bo nanim saa se be ye nanim be ye fe na odi apɛ mema saa na mampani Mahama oye nti wa ye economy ni make up ena ene ordinary musa what I say but still I make up ni nyina achi no ne foundation ni nyina achi no ene dollar no nam 11-12 cedis ntuko abochi wa eno so nko so you can imagine say when hwie say sika nyina ngu economy mu a anka ba na Ghana economy no efa ne wo nti ano pa ebiribe mu a yebedi saa enkomo no na yahwe again and me catch you say me ni option bia to agree say mampani Mahama ene na ban dis aban no eye conman amamu eye settings mampani Mahama ba yi settings nko a na eya say mampani Mahama koshia peace council I say OSP office no de eye too premature say de ensa be kan say ye twam na ne majority leader any ne majority chief whip at the private members bill eco parliament see yintwam na ne attorney general at the ono attorney general no asiu ne ho srem side versus srem side na wasiu ne ho na ono so court andra afei backlash no eba na nkrofo kan wasem na ye kan say man pani Mahama enya boss adu say Ghana phone you o catch say wo ba be koketa say proye dream ene kankan na afei de oba ye wapamu chief justice electoral commission am kwan so afei de enya sekura wapamu kiseja ben na mo afei de wo be two office ni nyina ase minority fo a wa he omu say hey papa enya se na afei de prekope mampani Mahama chokrata ba abontin say I will request say majority leader any majority chief whip omo ko withdraw sa private members bill na omo de akọ parliament no omo ko yin free wo na office of the special prosecutor no international say ebe adabraka mampani Mahama untimi fa adwiri ni agro isi Ghana for ye ni ate ye nim ye left from your right untimi fa adwiri ni agro enti pacho mampani Mahama obeka kire justice Rimsai say ono so no court case na efini office na ya file wo Supreme Court no omo ko redro eno so ana court case no efi justice Rimsai the legal office the chambers wa ya file wo Supreme Court no eno so obeka kire so omo ko yin free ho ana two things Ghana for backlash no and Emma will beat retreat. And now say, is it if I negotiations more? You be a principal, your friend, good boy, bad boy. Tinipa mienu from the same company. Bakuba, no, I saw a buffo. Or so before, no, Bakusaba, oh, the impacho. Ubufua, oh, no, pacho. Wait, dear Mr. Fatchemi. Now, that's one doing Pahapa. And I just said, Mampeni Mahama per se, or weaponizing the office of the special prosecutor against the supposed enemies. And you know, your mass special prosecutor no afele say, ye na friho. Ye be good office no kana ho. Oh, Mampeni Mahama was stepping in, were intervening. So sa na tie dia, you owe your allegiance to Mampeni Mahama because enyo no a anka office no ya scrap it ama bulletproof amboka na utimu a na ne so ru kobo ma me bi store mu wo kwa benya o se eyi no anka wunya ntinam sa na tie dia and from today Mampeni Mahama no agem kon na age so you do Mampeni Mahama bidding. Is that the case? And I saying this here. Untimi na ada ubi a Ghana fo hu akire me say o pese wutwam a ye bold na twam o pese o scrap office of the special prosecutor na ye bold be bold na twam fa firi ho na Ghana fo nyina hu say ensem ye den isi etiem ti misramo obi a ma Mampeni Mahama na ada no na ye hu say de nema no besia nti da se no mo tnas na ye din komo. There is this issue about me say person be bredi aba Mahama yarga say yes Mahama yarga say I know the otu no ofunche say ene NDC for catch and say Mampeni Mahama on champion agenda na on kotel tema or you prepared and ready say wo beye na me say no wonder so ntimi ko krum Mahama yarga no wonder say why virtual MP I ntimi ko krum a constitutional lawyer is a Mahama yarga na utimi gina ho ka say wo Mahama yarga no a wo hwamra na wo so many years of experience of parliament no send this for catch say ko champion 10 for Mahama obe champion say why dey unimu nyansa why dey unimu nyansa you have no respect for the constitution no wo Ghana dey ye dey aba no a wo so ye constitutional lawyer no you have no respect for that constitution and you said you esi din ketia catch say ko twanwira we a obewe uyo gan esi din ketia e catch say sabi uja onan a tetena di a obedi na ma yarga mon kasasa look obia obeka say ye cost constitution obi akota 10 bia wunimu nyansa we ye nto sebe obia obeka say Mampeni Mahama enkota 10 bia wunimu nyansa. In fact, especially Abraham Mampeni Mahama nuemu atransi akase on siki etetem. Rollins a soja ban we soja tadi go be chance. In fact no bia suro say Rollins enyaimu. But Rollins jemu emene democracy adwuma. And ye betimi the ancestors ye bo aka say Ghana a beacon of democracy o Ghana we wiase nyina especially Africa nyina. Mampeni John Ajekum Kofo na memuo ye papa. Kofo memuo ye papa. Kofo bebu man ye kaso obi abuman a Kofo ebebu man na Ghana fo nya ho faso free maternal kenie we school adan ni nyina achinu edu ye no Kofo de to 8 years ene papa Kofo wote ase Ghana fo nyina ade obuo ma no na Akufo Addo enso abeye bi 8 years ono so wajako na Akufo legacy free education nie na akwan Mampeni Akufo Addo adwuma wo beye ye ene ne time so ye osi Ghana fo obuo maba beye bi ode ato okọ na wo de why have biu ohene a yetu ade so asan akofo abedi ade asase udi ade 4 years yetu ade so akotra fi 8 years wase abai no wonder so no ara tu nanu mutuo se onko biu etu ye obi a wo ye Ghana ni na what your memu na say wo say I Mampeni Mahama on science constitution onko biu ma wo ya tetekwa wo nim nyansa and wo ya nto sebe you have no respect for the sovereignty of Ghana. Who need respect ma o man so yen so ye nya respect en fa ma o kasa se bia wo nim nyansa and onipa wo nim nyansa no yen so if you have no respect for our constitution we will also have no respect for you. Yesi nipa be ye bi wa me yiri nyina Mampeni Mahama osa constitution na 100 years kura wo be wu aja ho onka onna ne bo da amemo papa ben a amemo papa ben yes obisa Ghana na yes dollar ene kodwam dwadufo ma akofa ne ma begu o mote ho tonko bia yenye sika ne de ato ene kodwam ene ma gudwam kona ko bisa se ene ma ben na ne bo yes ate so kona ko pe banche ene ayito tomato to na hwe ne bo ene dwadufo ma akofa ne ma begu o obi enya sika ne de ato because economy no eye cosmetics ene aye economy no amemo papa ben a yesi obi nkotetem amemo papa ben mama Ghana for yenwene ho ye nkonkoto aba ye koto aba ne yesi NDC for santo aso a so be it ye koto aba ne yesi yesisa ama Dr. Bawumi aba so be it the choice of Ghanaians mommy respect the constitution of the Republic of Ghana obia nkansem hunu ema ne ntoma mpani Mahametrim wa be kan setetem bia na maka no pay hunim nyansa because mampani Mahama no ano owobuo e de ma constitution no enu nti na wono atonya no mutuo se onko biem on seek re-election we ne legacy term o ye ni obetumi bia owi a wo de ato na wokọ na mai akoso atena se na stability and peace e wono na atimi ato aso ema obi si kofant bia ne obedi ni abenum ne wafunti ene ka ba akwa de ma hunti e kan se hunu e wo ayi so se ema obi nko tetem. Oh yes, I will deal with you, Senia. What's now fatter? That's not no pay. My mimbo remuna, me fa a humanity, me mother, Sibra Kaba no pay. Begin the Kwaku Dawuro way, a jujum on movement in the morning.
Dawuro
na anima wuti sen
awrade tuminti
ene efiada o aha
nyame oyan sentreni da bia nyame senyenso abesa yen sentreni
oh ya se yankopon die na sebre oyen sentreni yankopon because to da bia obu nkompa na hwe wachi a on se buru nya ebe and pay na me catch or say tama yisano ewe kugwa papa bi a na opam ye niema e freno alaye baba na nickname pa obi adi ni mika so obi o kugwa bi a wanyi kakra bi a wonim ne freno achimebo ochamebo na handidi na se no achimebo ba se ochamebo enso me no kasai na wabododa
no wakasa tuna
ochamebo no o kasa ochamebo nyina no wabododa na ntuti anye yie na edo obro nya atade koma alaye baba se wompamu a ade ayo
ahia 25 ni unya atutwa
enya ade obenya enti no odi koya aso pere watutwa onya atutwa aso de obi enye mpam
dabi
enti afte da bi a ahomache ne ya sori akonyane no yesi ebetra no so amana pam na otewo no wahya ase na wo pam ne etwa na wa sori se odwonso aba
kai
omra no we ojinam obaba no wajinam okaka se alewa bope osekwasia wato sama me etino edu sabri ya ohwe omo telafo eya omunya saade no ade no so ntimi mpamo a eya menye dasebre
telafo die
eya menye
so fa tele ni danfo wo ye den odubisim
anti ayi Mr. Riganyo Ochadi Okufodu Technical University o say enipa bi o gan enipa bi asasi so a eni omo nye nanfo o say o mechanic ye ba ko hotel ni eye ba ko woni na nya danfo da bia okọ ho anu wamuna o ye serious woni na nsere o ko de adwuma no pe wamuna bo anima ye serious
pao
o so ni ya danfo say ya kim da bia o be disappoint o
anafo ba ko ni o tire ni o be kwai Kwaku. Nse mi fi ho abekumasi. Na me try say for over 6. O chichegu ozo.
Pam be o be transfer on pam. Ai Mr. Riganyo
kama
Mr. Riganyo no pay me chair friend the son of man and pay me chair pa. Ti da se bre. Ya ba no pay.
Ya ba.
Na before see be redwudwemu ni no. Ma me fa video bi nchiro.
Okay.
Nkofo di post wo Ghana ha pa o.
Ananka what?
Anka what? Nkofo di post ankasa.
Omudi ankasa. Omudi
me ko bida pato mo fa ora kiseja bi video no emayen na etiefo enhwade mo special prosecutor ora kiseja ben that's where hade kiseja ben na eba no see America President Donald Trump crowd you are saying say bium na pato bra Facebook bra YouTube hanti kiseja ben na eba no
sese ono no emerante num chatade
enu ben ensia
etwa ne ho ahia
hwe ensia oba ne security nkoa etwa ne ho ahia
high court ha na se no office
I think it's a high court ai oh handra em se ndra amusa ndo de kanofura tare mo court ti sa case ni ti e ora kiseja ben no Ghana special prosecutor yes for the post rasbre fekeke if I Donald Trump cry no me who the security say you are saying rock say jabe no we special prosecutor and na wo hwe no special prosecutor no ti enye easy cry enye easy me da say OCA you and I'm the actual plus the that's where microphone di bi akasa microphone di pa mami ti o fall out from the dream
all right level ya na tweda mpo nyankopon ase se nenso ama ya ka ya frati asefo mu na dum no bi aso yenso ye na ya hwefo ne etiefo nyina anso ase na bibio mu bia ye ma obi afi hyiapa kakra bro nya no de keka ko aro no kakra emfie na no so sutia na etie this is afi ba kun ya Kwaku gunti is and that's so
aka 50 days na ye koto presidential primaries aka 1093 days na ye koto general election
wala be bananse
1093 days yes
agoka se be bananse
ya o be ba sisi ya
e je nyamia e be de nyamia so papa e mo bi afi shapanso anopai afutu a wo de sha ase na mpesem starting o kano o starting ya na mkai honorable Mike Okrekumante
yes
na o jamia of frame motivational speaker I say am be am kan ya da bi a wato ne ba sinti mu ana ne tin say enipa bebre fa kwambone so nyeska wiea Ghana ha no madan motivational speakers
yes
sa na say wo marry mu asofo bi be fa kwambone so abunipa omu bunipa ni nyeska tam wie na omu ja so dem na o madan motivational speakers obi a businessman obe dealing cocaine ni niamaniema je money laundering when you sky was one city in the same jumedi asi
one city 50% and I'm the company business na say
and so kwambone pa cocaine jumedi no medi na ngame ti so he da bi ameka se asuma si di wa bro eri na ese o man meburu no yehunu so bi da kamu asuma si di wa bro so kotu dance so kokum nipa so koji sikedro yehu ya anse nipa ne daka kesim wasi fie kese enti wabobra enti ama ne beburu no ye bufa so sa so benyes kanti alunam kwa kwa kwaje kwa na man 40 years ya wasi minya 40 ne ye den wande wada so onye nsika ewiase nyame nkumwa onim di obenya mimi tuede bia meka de ma me kuma to me yem wasase yesu ne ze meni mire obi sika wo ye sika ni kopim enyina nkomu kra me hu a me hu te se me yonko akore bia me ne no asase yesu because you see can push me you can be amepe but enya wo die na me dwene ho wi ase me ye ni so de wo ye nyire ye ho nya adwuma ye nyire ye ho nya adwuma se wa nya sika bum kra dadam a onyame ma ho nkyire ma woni mu yase sa na brabo ne tie se wa nya sika am na mu so me yanka se o papa we de no bon sika na ma me we de no bon sika kra no a onyame o ma woni mu yase because oni mu se de wa kuma mu sitie yire ho nya adwuma fo akoma pa ya adwuma me de me ana no fama wo ma quotation no ase de open ho nya wan fa kwampa so te sa kokko hwede obutu nkosu anyo no ane to yeso obebu ne mo akan na wie no be kwase ya enti kwampa fa so na wo de onya osika baba me la kan so obedi nhia we se no atena ne baabi de nhia ne sa dwuma bi a wo ye no obeyi wa kuma no aye ni yi mi sa na mete adwuma bi a me so bi a me mfa ni agoro me yire me ho aye de metimi bia because bible naka Colossians chapter 3 23-24 where you are. Was adwuma bi a mo ye no mfiri okra mu nya ne sem o ya ma urade na mo nya menipa efize urade nsem na mbenya pagade sa ketua na urade Kristo na mo so no nti wo ya adwuma na enyini adwuma na wo ya so be ya adwuma mo obi fa no so adwuma na ya odi ya nti ya ti ya so ya betina re ya betina te say ya radio station ya se chema untumi radio station ti ya adwuma te say the station ya ne ya odi ya ene ya adwuma ti wo ya ne saa kakra bia obesum bia no ebetime kuta wache na onfa nkosisa yare basabasa enkoye ne ma bia ensem fatenti yedo asisa futu na odi mai na mse etiefo nso beti President John Dramani Mahama any special prosecutor any Mahama Yarga any da fia makpo ni same Simon Nyema nkreke se omo play ni na Ghana for yehunu adino President Mahama na mo ashadi saadi ni nyina se na the battle line no ene awode ba wie no se opekwa bi akekire kisi ajaben ensagu nachi opekwa bi akekire kisi ajaben satia kwose nanum na kisi ajaben timi nya hwe because senka amanfo yesi be yiwadi mia na me intervene ye enti obi a ye be yiwadi a me makase yenya awodi
bi a wonam wa security for do
wetin na twa ho ahia
na ebebo na me ma intervene
yenya awodi ade na so ye bibi tia me ba President Mahama oye sa nso me kase sebi kana dwini sa se sa dwini no anya President Mahama ne wa dwini sa wo na nakufu adu no kra oponti no
ene kosi se
ene no fa anya ne one na busuafo na wo a wo se o ma munyai de oponti no kra no wa anyine ho ahunya nsa se asunasi Dawuro ma anu manya ba bia metietie ogu ne nakufu adu ne nabusu nyina ani mu ase na wo a we ka se o mu nya ntrikis bi se yeyi na di na makase munyai na ma woni nsa be hye enu
obi hwa bi sa asem bi paawo ye friend no Marcus Kubi o say obisa o say me misa the whereabouts of the deputy special prosecutor
now deputy
deputy oba
pam
o deputy oba le fibre be fa mati amidu koye no oba na hwe akira besi ene e fi se kise ja ben ba be 4 years ni ma me yente ni kan bi
ampa
o ga mati ye ni ma me no o ho de
no me fanya na nyam se bisa o se e obi no enti
in fact Marcus what bisa
sem I say Ghana we deputy minister
Wadero watch was ade we watch any busa ye call hot to na sasem we ba.
In fact, ma dream krada.
I say Ghana ya deputy minister.
Question is said the rule busa ne say aden enam OSP ni ho a sami da ko ne kasa. Ati wa hu game no.
A friend is Cynthia Lamptey so also the Cynthia Jane NK Lamptey the din no. So oyo no so ye doctor kra okay no a friend Cynthia Lamptey on the deputy special hey prof na okwen
na fudu na afele papa o anga afele banya supa no
hey but omo amunim the whereabout of deputy special prosecutor no mama ye huan
enti Dawuro me nche ma wie no me ka de president mama ontege si awo Ghana for yehu unu NDC for yehu but kisi ajabi wono no ne suma na kura no untiri endada no te se de wo de ye jampari saa pepe he wo de ye ndobe bia ba ka so begu ani mo so begu nje nje emanu eno nye ade bia wo de bebeti no ena mahama yarga MP no a waka kontuo mu no a wantumi nkoli kuro mu no tese
endi anyom kura ho bi aka
na da dilum badaruma wo mahama yarga waka kontuo mu ntumi nko kuro mu ani dia wo nwini ho wo te parliament e fian kwasa asem se obi basi president mahama nko tete ma be support and so MP unsem qualify to be MP asem we ya waka no because Ghana constitution tin out parliament as MP and the constitution no actually say obi a 2 term emi de say yom mahama na yalga no kan say ye kat onko term but with our constitution no term wo it means that more imagine say mo be 2 constitution nagu na ma ye de mo pe but yom mahama betini afọ so Ghana fo nyina akosisa constitution no akọ term obakọ election obe lusu term election obakọ akolusu because Ghana for no sabi yanjimi misi obi oba advocate for Mahama term na nipa ko ye jimi ni a wabodem a woni nyansa except sabi ba akukura nim so ye ohene so ye sofo so ye hwan so ka se Mahama ko term a wo ye jimi ni a nyansa di nyansa ba akukura nim because onwini o man Ghana ho maybe
Abusia movement in the morning Jimmy Diesuni Mesrao and on the 23rd ye the Kebidi jackpot no eba na ye the Kodi Brunya to timenka baby atimi can be a friend Kebidi jackpot ti din Kebidi on tunya twase ya pa obidi enti no simple for mobile phones here shall see traffic sabri eko *274*6# *274*6# na watcha ticket ba ku bia ye 10 Ghana cedis na dano ye beche multiples of 5,000 ni 2,000 depending on dodo abetwa no and beche sika dodo a e beche betimi ache 10,000 Ghana cedis betimi ache 20,000 Ghana cedis
ya fa pa ho adaben yo
ya
we 23 di pa ho
etwa ho de enu ano
ye friend so ya le
Kebidi jackpot nti bronya ibe ya oda fa last guso mene wa da bia metwa 20 cedis 30 cedis da bia 20 30 the more awutwa no na wo chance obi win na ekosoro 23 December ahaya no pa na ye base ya pa na ya badim ni ye twe betimi a che 20,000 Ghana cedis ada no a 5,000 2,000 5,000 2,000 na wodi bia bronya ibe ya odetu timisoro bia afa na hunhyem *274*6# na wo watwa na wadi na watwa na wadi simple kra na ye de ekoye nim timi so bi afa no ho enhye bi ka say movement tv so ya boy asisi kokumlemle e wo new town ene circle quantum point so na ye tun sa for say for dwaton die nyina abra na ye mo hu Dawuro enfama open airtime e de ya sorry open airtime de aton ni mebia wo product wo enuru hospital bibi apese bo hu Dawuro a oba hana obenya nsunsu so ni nyina correct me so number say di adwuma 0509 301401 0592589720 and 0246375134 na oni empenifo entwetwe enkomo mama Koko kaho na mintie no on fallout from Dudwam na fimiria mama prof akwaba
there me start here free OSP enra ba obi ti be say President John Dramani Mahama Beyina enye juma because onyino na onfo obi mra na oni pa kona betata ne ngrofo onyino no onfo obi mra se ne asma omo kan se ya na eyi therefore na wo ho no e na odi na ni asi NDP for so inji onyino inji obema na tena ho no aye ne bedina oye ne bedina kosi 2027 no. But the real question is, where is the deputy? At the yaji position every no. Why is it that se kisia jabi ni wa samida kun ene unity ekasa ne sa anoma die na ekoso ana obaye no
Wontumi radio
we ma me na sinchen eno ne no ma ayesi ibusa. Oh no, bodyguards is doing change. Any car. She say, if you know you're number saying, say, she's on by number 5, and I'm a boy. Because can it be me no dear anymore? And the won't feel me no dear tree. Who did it? Who did it? On senior. It's any bam bono or what bonnet who buy more chain or bogan as he can buy. Sa questions in the AC Busa. Yini dear, what I said, young Dramani Beyina, in Friho. Yeah, no, here, but the fear about the uncles on yet do an hour. Book now or trono, uncles on draw. This yen I take notes. Yeah, chairs in the Buamai. Although dear, obey or the bell conditions, no. Obey here, you see, a cost of dam, no. Obey here, you see, ye, and it your dear assassin in my, you know. Sankrofo no be hia ne dru ho an obi hu they say everything acquire distractive bia judiciary bia no ono so na enam
oh yeah
bia say ye di good judiciary animu ase bia
and I say banda issue on ye henchman a
na wutie ya wireless eba
oh yeah somebody somebody be court yes so mo fi o so mo concern en san ma do aji on be ko suhum akotama tema
we yes he say ono ye bad constituency wo ho say no mo feel say ye koye tetem na tetem no vice o ho say no onko na Julius abedi ade Julius ebedi vice na Mahama ewie tamo no peso ya na Julius wafaso na esi edu nkete ane nkrofo ne die se putu se bam ni eyi o mo esin jey ya no husu e declare o state say party na declare me stand say ene e kono
e be hwedi be sie
but akwaya say party ni ya ka che nkrofo bi say asa mu ye fi say e party ni na dem call parliament enye mu na mu call parliament ofu so ye be ma baby ebedru ni say ofu so ye be ma free party ni mu na ko stand alone na hwe so obeba omo ye adwuma no na me ti sam Mahama ya get through ye mensema me feel say hard ni o koboko koye press conference that more updates where you are, how you intend. Send you to me for constituency. Solve your problems in your constituency. Deal with the issues in your constituency. Question development there koso. Peace ni no ma ye no. Fa hu ko jim. What is a wow party ni bia ka so be contest. because una have problem enye boku na problem yes una have problem o nyine no abegina e mense dia go so no de third term no de omo party no de aba NDC de aba say there is nothing like third term because party no to omo no John Dramani Mahama onye your friend saying Egypt hini no kwa na your friend saying Pharaoh onye Pharaoh no abet wabet na so afibo na bibi blog TV no
mi ka say ja ka say any man bi aye say na
enti nyame wo ho there ene afuto na wo dia ma no me ye sure say we obi a abrabo hu hiawa hwa wo de na di wule mu emfa obi dia nkoye wahu mrantie ya almost say romance scam na onye sika wo onye sika na bi wa be gina social media ka kunta ene on ya be so anu no you say $8 million and show bi asansa wo so wo hwe na asa no nim ka
ba eya na ya ne say ni unim ne ya wasem ni nyina mu ye nkrofo say omo boss abra no e de nya sika no mo de jin nkrofo girls ayese nkrofo na mpa adwuma
yes
waja say no mo de jin nkrofo girls na ayese boys na mpa adwuma because obi a who see mu abrabo mu sin kra no wa to rejuva na ugusu afa church na fi agese fo a na nke bi a oni ombe ye nyina no afi no omo biebi agesi fo nyina enu krum ase
mountains do do akoni Friday Saturday Sunday udu pedu ase ho a
me say sa semwe unim da bia ni twemu a emmo be 4-5 pm no
thank you
na cast no gada na me say enti me do me show that promise you be say bi obi abie pabo bi ewo ayiti me peda na makohwe ani yes pabo bi ani ho na me say na any page so on be review e de no mo nsa and I was like really some drive here yes say gom ka mu eko gina bepo no ho saa na mo review no mo ye niema enema mo ye ho
o kai dada ba omi aba mo ho na yesi ene me kan o mu nyini mpanifo na nyini
ena mbeto so
si ni enko ye ko hu na ntwi a ye kunu fi akra de aba aya le table preku ena kebab ties ena guza ha o mu si o mu hu view na power o mu ji o ni wow anya izo amount for yene ma he tabi go akwa do so buza uri e dero le ba wa hwe yo de ka be bo obi e wo sa akwa do so Prof Q Martin
Kwaku mejo
na wo ko die I say na nya a visiting professor
dita ko be ba na ti wo
Prof ko die
enya me adum
pepe dakro ne enko na ko hwa die na mi hu bi da se hwe bi wi nsa wona go ama na ne ma mo sai wa chiri that is amu cast ni mu ne ma wo mu ene mo mu ye wo cast ni mu
na shock you
to dia grombe joke na Prof
Boko asoma o kan ma kai madam fu bi ye mi ensane nam na mi nu di nkomo hu bi na ba ko na anti bi de o fa na suma ne se ai se ba ko se ne ra ho no na sembe na mo kano nkete sa na ya ro ho se mo mo kana mi so me ra hu bi
la sa re ho du ko da mo ka je mi
any so pensando de
ai Kwaku agodo mate
ya na mini
Kwaku abuaja pentin se mi kan chim so chiam na waka me ya danfo bi ye wa danfo bi osuhum godon
ya
na wose ya wunnim ni eda obehia no ofiri unni fi meet ni muko ofia na ko numa durawu
sa obama hu se wo de wa mo
ba ma hu se wo ro se o ye very very useless person oba finish o kra ntina apenti ka ma ko se mi re fi ken na se aken wo
madam Fugina we 10 years ago
okay
na
young one the koko mesa ba profile ba de ko mo fa godon na minya djuma bi sisi
we be 10 years ago if a branching decent person ya mado akọ school so kakra fine but opeduma woni adwani bi nye
etwore nam ho kakaka mo so te wosi fie wo so kakaka na ne mami dinani ofikuma sa betankan na one day menene ko baabi anopa idru a new stand bi na graphic ankasa any newspaper I'm talking about paper called graphic na o reading tibinti baabi idru page bi no na wanted so wanted by some financial institutions a branch baako now we are wanted by 2 different financial institutions see we are told go for baby do eyi ohun ya nana mikokumase ana msiade was a brand TV mini na said no a brand no ni na mi o but said the ma me dia brand TV e twa dem power mu e fie ho no Kwaku me say me kan me team me na me ngina cycle a offer VIP I what the paper and see this is a very decent guy very very decent I'm there well disciplined well groomed but yeah the pressure to me so fear what's happened to me just say I feel no hey can be trouble not to chaba fa war ho a if you want me painting nyina no wa ye wey no de carry aba no ye wey ni etia no de be sere abusuafo oh ye be sere abusuafo if you ask ni obi a na ball so metoka eni obi a na ball say o meto asa eni obi a na ball say adwuma mu ko pa wo no wo go do director eni obi a na ball say wo meye master say carpenter if you ask wo mu say bia bo ho modin bi betimi do akọ ba bi die na fie yensu nyuru di padodo
parents no
yensu nyuru di pa me asa makada ache na mo ma na fem ti one day na ma me fikuma se ba na me so na wakofa do bus stop na me che baby awonyina ache mota ho na ma fa ko West Lagos ti me ko me de car for the coil that time ma to car for in fact car go fifi gbo afo mbo na ye alala so me so ya mitibiti aka afi me ko ka fifi say car we am dey ku and TV better car ma any 5 minutes
we must questions
na so do pa yanko TBC Africa mu o hwe kai wo hume na me ka jisi so mra na so hwa card fita bi so no wo hwe jesi wo hu wo ye ya o ba ya me bi do ma na wa ka nie no antena ase oh o ba pusa akwasi je ko duru fie ni na o de plan ka jisi ram aka me jesi we bo ntimi ntua ka po nie ye be stress ani ma na e wo ho no mo ma etimi se di pen ni bre Emma would they say okay, let's say what the wa maybe I say. As I would buy you know, would there we Jimmy for me one so be president, would in the course school no, every one being channel, would the first, every night school prefect, one warrior, as I feel baby, I babuno, or Betty Kajam. And she also tries over to make good kakra. Sabi, security na yes, for and a kid in a factory, and a kid in a year, one of them to be. What will be your way? No, we are your way. No, we are your way. Maybe the mobi, me and Madame Papa. Eh, if only tear near Boalekakra. By 15-20 years ago, you walk Masia, Mitido, Nehonamiti. 3 quarters will be 2 days. That's a crime, child you. And they at the same, oh, yes, you can't tell. But then they at the same, said because be a whole man, make up with a bombobia, between the one. And no mommy and table, and go first a far bagana. They died as paupers.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, no, me mammy. Hey, me mammy, we school for no, so I do not tell the beginning. And I'm for Funya, and a view of Massy, and a view of here, and now they mammy, the idea of semi hamster one day, and now, yes, and I'm saying, no, mammy, you are so wouldn't grow for the season. Nasa woni ono si so bebre wo kuma sifie na kuma sifie we enu anu no na dia we efi ho ma mi anka sa asem no bio kwasi so di wuye ami so dia on master so no microphone na si so na wo so si kuma sifie wo dia we wo dia we enu anu no na se
ena se onu wi no wo ma abusanti a high movement in the morning no twaba pass ma mienu na ha adwen nti yesremo yesremo beto iPhone e di ajoga sisi a
abrante bi ache also about 10 years unemployment ibo titifie Kwaku obi repu onye di repu defilement akwani sha o defile akra no and the police for benefit omo ba ya bu say when ya not the such papa or the such guy no so me what the guy was innocent ye jeli no
ebe jelu
ye jeli no e kire ya answer won mu say enyo ono a
enyo ono a
ete unya adwuma Kwaku ifa was sorry for credit we say
semra ira pe wa samra yehu samra pe
akola kwa shene for yo be dware ga
no mami tie prof mami tie yeah
I'm saying you know NDC for actual script na ya wia nyina ya adwen ko so medical science fi OSP dey no I say o man panya ba be ka say e premature say be ka say yin free ho nti wo di kan yi ne nsa de afrim ena wasan actual krata de akoma ne nkofo na ide private
members bill
ne de akọ say omunjai na mema yewe mfi say enya koba ne sa na say Ghana foforo na yakasa de a ene sisi enya NDC nsa ne wo enya o mampanyina so e nsa ne wo enya NDC members of parliament ene eye na mu ma Ghana fo ene yakasa de tosu mienu eye concerning a bakona ne ai de himpo tetem de no and also the same script no mo de nam NDC party actual krata abanti si o mo yi party ni de free ena o mampanyini ana no no aso ka she enya dia na obekọ tetem no na sisi ama ya ga ba be ka se obi ka ene wono ma ya ga ode be ya adwuma Kwaku so obi aka obi kan iti sisi ande o ma ya ne se ma ye ni kan yi NDC nsa enfree ade na esija so ni
se na ye nim ho hwe
no na ye ni o man panyina so ye nso enfree sa ade enim na se Ghana fo na e kan de a se Ghana fo na de e ba ye over hwe majority Ghana fo na de ma ye nti Ghana fo ka asem a se wuntimi ntwe o mo nsa enwo fo nti as to say kisi aja be kwa Kuka kase
say na working there say a private private person be a Supreme Court as a private person if he justice some side deputy attorney general in chambers and say no so a private citizen
and also bet much letter
and say enya mampani
nti eno osoma and also osoma or the Bay Juma because any NDC members of parliament in Eka, any NDC party in Eka, and any Obia free or Mampania so in Eka, name a private citizen of the and the Supreme Court. India no only to control via a playbook. And on Modi in I form now when you are now so Abaka so and I saw my penya, the Momia and Samano, and I say NDC party so I the party Naka, Omoboa. On ba sen kopo achi mo maka free abonten na mo ka free abonten a na mo ma so mu se e de enye e ka ebo Ghana fo na e ka o ma sem
and the government WhatsApp group no be aduma
wona sa ne ma no be free
education bi
yeah
say ye krata koma president no one sign na e parliament na sa to test no majority no ebetumi take action
and no parliament bill
me ba asam na o kan no enu ade na o kan no no your kind enu no to aso ama say no the president na is underrating who afi
that we only but we crown on speaker of parliament me twen ma tie ni obeka because the position is say the executive shouldn't have control over the legislature. You know, the legislature should be independent. That has always been the position of the friend is saying Speaker of Parliament. In the year, Mahama extra majority leader say on the drone. May Chenema T as Speaker because Speaker also is of the view say see a scrapping office because waste of taxpayers' money.
So where's Miyanke?
Majority leader or cabinet meeting and on cabinet meeting. Inti esi then na ye tro and only playbook no. Then ye tro the other two abonten na Ghana phone na aye aka because I dey see cabinet memo need deliberations and ma bontin into yent dia wo modi can discuss with them.
In fact, okay, the argument of the majority side no parliament any speaker of parliament in Ankasa no no mo nyina dia to say yen scrap office in free okay and na Mahama Yalga no follow up with the private members bill
and
as some say no so court in a lawsuit against the attorney general
law firm na same side and we are a law firm and obi dey asem na dey alcohol nti President Mahama has no control over individual ne law firm a oye adwuma ono na obetimi aka chen say ja sade we na eno kra ensi nchen no Kwaku ebe me nwanwa say yete oman mu a oman panyin na mrahye eye ade na omo ye nkofo na nka untimi mfra omo okokwa mu a wo de krata ba bonche I say wo tumi ntishisi ana ba ba ete say the current parliament na ye wona NDC ekuta a overwhelming majority na abedane appendage of the executive sana me hu no nti Ghana for we ebeba beshi dada na me say maame electoral commissioner onum osu epuni nyina obeko ombepam no me minim so ombepam no kisi ajaben ombepam because ode ne sakoka NDC ni ba kupe anya mienu ba kupe
one of the WhatsApp group members
sensema every hu de aba na enye wanwa say nipa na ye so ono kobra wuo no onu momu nipa na onu ka oro aho a ye say nkofo abokro no ne yenkotwe ne mra na ene waka asem ye so won fa dance ye mra mo odwane adanse ye keke no mo odwane Kwaku intimida de meka ne say me magana fo nhwe akomo mutimfo dada na bibia ni mfisi ajaben eye dan ya ye wo issue nti de Ghana fo betimi aye ne say mon track issues e fa NDC fo ho a edane tebu so a ode ne mpaboa betia so ana obewo so akọ anim ame ya hwe eno na be me yehu se de meka no ewo mu ana say nim Kwaku me de ma no besia
me da say Prof Q ne wo ayi bebre ayi mama take you bite quickly on the OSP na me koye adwuma kakra bi mra
OSP no Prof Q aka other angle manage ho pass now no become withdrawal of Saturday night certainly OSP now I confirm that say no President Mahama MP ni national say now I won't be surprised to say even MPP ni kwampo move private members bill President Mahama bit ma command na how that say on withdraw maybe I could no but mo say that don't forget say November last year and na Kiseja being a clear President Mahama of any wrongdoing or airbus afeadu
celebration
okay
reward
afeadu it wakai they say ujamo kai say na no me na me yisi ma wakai no elo so ke mate e de me so me say me hwara me da wase enti ho anu motena ase what ya say no omo hyehyɛ ade say
me da wase bebre
controlling na me sa me kana bonten me say me na me na obi panimu bi ya adwuma na ye wo conference room na enkofo no ma kam ayi say institution is kan no mo ba no ayi fo no Libya fo eno muska no dos Kwaku na Libya ni ba no betra conference ho no be cigarette wo be cigarette am boss ba wontimi nka ha no it's one day it's one day me drew hall me kwa na papa it wo no be cigarette na me ka je sempane cho o me sama heart bi wo dan ho o me enko dan ho me ko si ho he was okay dear me boss buy you the car move into the premise no who say papa 12 man we see oh my brother who brought you here and no can oh the deputy PR no was who Gordon was yes no forgot Gordon why did you bring and I'm so say there's windows in that I said no give me special papa said chame that I know from Manchester to run run the room hall in the office of man ya no bell bi awobo bell just original so Kwaku kate nam dibi ka me kwa no asori me da afi e dan papa no o ma miska sama me on me call land was so person ka kire no but it ma geno every one papa ni baby ma sama heart ase no kota kwa we secret ade Mahama moaye e playbook o ma tro o ma se o pese Kiseja bensa e me se na num wo nwe ne nsa na wo se ko mu pamo se mo se ko mu pamo
ano pese me yi Kiseja video no se ma hu all right see me da ma say abusia Randru bedi akon me chia papa big girls Kwaku crash me chia no na bo ati o bronze ene mo a mo hwe nyina so de message se ba nyina cheche me da ma say adwuma ebre ho no ma see timi no pay me ko me ma bo Dr. Bawumia me bo videos too and draw video no ba ko me boy Dr. Bawumia akasa about pandai rerun na mo so mo koye ho no akasa wo ho na ndra general secretary so kasa wa sempa and I think say general secretary asmo kan no a long overdue but a better lead than never because asɛm a yɛaka to Bawumia so ara sɛ ɔdi consider defeat ntɛm ɛna ma party no elusu parliamentary seat na ari akwanda die ba die ɛnde asɛm na sɛ kran ɛna Bawumia gi tu munti ɛna yɛgidie ne yɛse now the general secretary has come to confirm say sad decision no na nyɛ Bawumia decision na a collective decision of the New Patriotic Party godon ɛda no a Dr. Bawumia consider defeat no mɛmi no mienu yiri Dr. Bawumia fi hɔ bɛyɛ no nsia empenifo a na wo ho nyinaa yɛ wo bɛgya bɔ bi adi
yes
empenifo a na wo Dr. Bawumia fi hɔ ahomache no ayɛ kɔtɔm bɛyɛ no nsia no yɛ bɛgya bɔ bi adi
yes 2 am
apani bi ano no ho
yes
ɛne nsɛm bi ano kan nyinaa
yes 2 am
na oni ma respect Dr. Bawumia pa ne nti a ma respect Dr. Bawumia no sɛ yaka asɛm yɛ gunu so aka gunu animu ase aka gunu hufia wa restraining ne ho sɛ ɔnka ho asɛm because ya asɛm asia ba na obi ohubi abɛbɔ ne din but Dr. Bawumia who said the buck stops at him
yes
it will take his responsibility no until self ya do ba bi akodua hunu sɛ saa adeɛ no a ɛkɔ so no ɔtena se ɛm yɛ didi Bawumia na sɛ wanyɛ fair to Bawumia na general secretary so ba abɔnte bɛka sɛ sad decision no MPP consider defeat and terminal enye Bawumia nko an tena se na me kodua na me wo hyemu na se bi mpanifo a wo ho nyina wo ho ɛna ye ka tena se ka se ye be ni sei na ni video no ayi obi di bibi kitua bi ato akiri ɛna ye mede Dr. Bawumia de voice kitua bi de akiri
sound
ɛna ye mede ma yen ko ha video no mo yen ko ha Jackson Kodua Frimpong on Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia na fi ya to aso na ti ne wachiri no me wi a me bo Dr. Bawumia on Pandai e di atro me enko hemra sisi a
mia e na transi a ono kwa aka se wonko
se okọ concede
yes no kwa na transi wakan part no transi penifo a omo mata stakeholders o mata no motuo
the decision for the early concession
decision whether it was right or it was wrong and not Dr. Bawumia nkwa adwene and the party ni na stakeholders omo wo nyina and take this decision let's be fair it does not matter say open asem on pen asem but asema enyo no nkwa de me mo bin kanto no so strong rumor that the situational rumor me kase me body a penifo bo nya ye trance election ye to about Saturday by 8 p.m. they who the results na ko if I nipa di bi kwa no mususu say kanadwena Saturday na nadwena no ko won
only clear
nem ka say there be
you were in that meeting
I was in that meeting am ka say there be mon train because your constituency bu ha yenyan wi if anything kwa yenko next day kenesa kwa kama ka that day na kanadwena no ka ojitum so but nyina chi the rationale behind it is say there is not tension ewo on memoir now we akoto aba no hu say bi wan dim kunim obobo abura ka say okay and the memo man mu ai de tension be kuma koso amafo akuma betu ama mo hwe TV omo ama bibi ha omo dwuro man ni basabesi obesi Ghana ho boni ba besi Ghana ho it was in good spirit and at that meeting no omo kind of about me agitu
mo de me wo gidie ewo nyame mo akamfo mo na mo bu mo be mo se aboa oni dia no nyame ene pra ne ho me gidi se onyame obepra me ho me gidi se nyame bepra me ho
so Dr. Bawumia ejidie ne se nyame ebepra ne ho and indeed Nyankopon apra ne ho so ampa eche se wo hwa asema kodua eka ye no a se enye onu kodua a general secretary kwanu ginemu a anka nadwunu ano na mo se empanifo se Bawumia enkonkon consider the field by 8 p.m. na MPP who say election no enyi so by 12 p.m. na MPP for who say election no omalusu ba na ne MNDC for aye ni intelligence na the MPP for nyanti na MPP for say Bawumia ko consider defeat o ma de akyan no pa no nkron e consider defeat wie ya amanfo kura ne pen mo say adeti no consider defeat no MPP elusu parliamentary seat obi say ai me de me lusu a betwa ma electoral commission abenance results and sana ma consider defeat so wuni mi say wo kwa o pre we mi ya wo ko lusu Now, but the difference between one about me and say, who lose we are, obey my electoral commission, I can't lose you, and son of Wajia too. So, some mentality, no, and what Mama and Bopanda, the Encaho. Me another video to a messan bobium. Na afi mafabum yanko Pandai.
The political situation in Pandai right now, the Electoral Commission has set up a date for the rerun.
But more near Dr. Baumiani an interview no and na ye bonne Pandai video no I mo fa no ndrade no mo me fa no na ye mfanko ya.
Excellency. Good morning. The political situation in Pandai right now, the Electoral Commission has set up a date for the rerun of the election. What do you make of it?
Well, thank you very much. To say the least, very, very disappointed in what is going on in our
Radio 95.9.
Looks like our institutions of democracy and our tenets of democracy are being undermined. The issue of Pandai with Matthew Nyindam is not a new issue in our democratic politics. You've had issues with Dana Bodapi, you've had issues with Question, in us, and basically you.
Mr. Eric Pacho, Monshana Mofa Savido na Yankonase Neno, pressure kakra ukrum na in church yet me make progress, Mr. Mpa.
Excellency. Good morning. The political situation in Pandai right now, the Electoral Commission has set up a date for the rerun of the election. What do you make of it?
Well, thank you very much. To say the least, very, very disappointed in what is going on in our country. It looks like our institutions of democracy and our tenets of democracy are being undermined. The issue of Pandai with Matthew Nyindam is not a new issue in our democratic politics. You've had issues with Dana Bodapi, you've had issues with Question, in Asin, and basically you've had the House allow the court and the legal processes to take place and be exhausted before state institutions are stampeded into acting in ways that undermine democracy. Matthew Nyindam should be given his day in court. He has filed appeal processes at the High Court. He has filed for a judicial review at the Supreme Court. And none of those cases has been adjudicated. So why the rush? Why the indecent haste? I think that he's being railroaded. I think that this undermines our institutions of democracy. I think that we should take a halt to these processes and allow him to have his day in court, just as others have done in the past. The House has never really rushed in this way when it came to the other cases. What is the difference with the case of Matthew Nyindam? I think it should not be this case. I think we should uphold the tenets of democracy. Democracy is something precious that we've all had and we've all subscribed to. When you start undermining its pillars, you break it down, and the consequences for the nation are very severe. And so simply because you have power, you shouldn't feel that you can ride roughshod over your opponents and over the principles of democracy. And so I stand with the principles that are being espoused by the minority in Parliament, and they are doing a good job at it, and we want to support all the principles that they are fighting over in this particular case. Thank you very much.
Thank you. All right, Abusia, and where Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia on Pandai and Yedi Ebae. Me wo another video, two set of videos. Na me shame brena because me can't say mumbre mu aminti me mum video no. Enti muma me mon trash me wi a no bia break akra de eka ho no. Me so round Dubedi akọ former DC ebisa me say ti other aspirant no omu bia ka Panda asama na me su Panda anya o masem Panda de ho kan mo. By see go on. Okay say Albert Asumani can say amount for can say can Japan ebe campaign on the Kufuado legacy no omunya nsemu sen kwa hasem ne keka na can Japan will not campaign on a Kufuado legacy so okay say asem no okay mami mo asante pacho momi mo Albert Eric sorry o ne tumi boa okay momi mo sa video ni wi a I've met for advert on can Japan aye or they pay vote no.
Oh, woman have it. Oh, nice.
I may watch on yashe yashe say dishonesty and inconsistency. What I say, you go nipa no abem no or position no or contractor or CFA contract in mahoho. Na oba opposition no petumia or say afede me ba Ghana companies aye adwuma. Mo dem me more Albert video ni wi.
This is not the same. Say. President Kufuor. That is why I still believe, if Japan wins to become the flag bearer of MPP, he is not going to campaign on Nana Kufuor's achievement. I believe that. So everybody should keep quiet and shut up. Those who are criticizing can say, about the issue of Kabamwa achievement or that campaign. Whose achievement in President Kufuor campaign on in 1996 and 2000 na BBN. Now one another many president will BBN. But on what I say Ghana for sitting say, most of us sitting na monto papa. Kenda Paul catch Ghana for say, most of us sitting MPP delegates, monto mame, obedi president, obedi flag bearer for 2028. He will tell them say, this is what I am bringing. This is what Ghana is lacking. And for that matter, look at your current situation and let me come and change this. That is what I'm saying. Because the every year campaign and now we like I said Nana Kufuor there. If you not better Nana Kufuor and honorable can be a campaign. Or better said Dr. Mahmoud Bamia there. And then I'm going to appoint a BBN. There will be a better policy of implementing your area. Can the point is not like that.
Okay, Madam Asitwe Albert Asumani. Oya Jumama na buka na Japan ewo net 2 TV. No mo say in fact can Japan akasa can say on your back Kwame Nkrumah legacy na odi ebeye adwuma. Enti say ono anfa Kufuor ne Kofo enye en mpan so Nkrofo no follow up akotena TV so aka. Femi na wana me chance on this advert. Nam show we are say okay. Omemo ayino omemo ne hade.
From this extensive network,
one man began
on the lives
of care. Because what's a healthy mother?
And enipa say no ontimi eni omayenim one breath or say ono de Ghana ha the only person in the yastic or the be adwuma Kwame Nkrumah na the workers are continent TV so say honorable can Japan dear on fa Kufuor policy me adwuma but omi digitization ni ade aye nyina no he will not campaign on them or no bad or no an niema aba and let me assure here Kufuor then say Kufuor yeden Kufuor Kufuor na wo ye and na Kufuor do ebetete wo mo and na kan Japan be mo adwuma very rich coming from them mami share your prof na ye mo kakra aka na yenko na ebre na aka ni sa prof
Kwaku the maka say sometimes you say ntokwa fun wa na ato akeka ebi na ekoso no kopem say ewia say wo hwe obi ne private life they know ye Nema ya ekoso ho no different from say obeba aban public governance different enti sisi ano say obi bie na no eka say onfa Nana Kufuor na achievement emfa anya campaign meanwhile Nana administration no ka ho board chair of Ghana Gas enti is the person telling us say ono ankasa Christ not proud of ade a wo abro hold the office ono ankasa is not proud of ne yire officer yedema no achievement be an area or hono. So sana nipa ne can there way it can be also measured because this is also in public office. yɛmfa private nneɛma no ɛnto nkyɛn sɛ yɛ measure public officer what hold the public office na sɛ wonyɛ proud of what you did there mehu ne sɛ ketewa ne koraa wantimi anyɛ ne yɛ a yɛbɛtumi de kɛseɛ asɔ so Kwaku ɛno ano mede bɛsia
alright Koka
sa hypocrisy Honorable King Kufuor time rural electrification in fact in Kania wakwan ho nyinaa Ghana nyinaa Bob ne hye a wo na osesa say adwuma ne yede ma ho or a private work enya abemu enya MPP government wo stand e winning elections ene yede ma ho no wa wutumi bie wano ka say why employ 7,000 me say papa we yi nkontompo free ho a or the next person ma challenge papa is say on for 300 of the workers now ne banu eti your friend is saying station sky all bono produce the workers produce their snake card now all can we are the man has no credibility papa now all year now all can we did Kennedy trading now what we did at grand what is that this man do ma capre capre or constituency no ti say wo ye uni ni campa obiama executive sika ni delegate sika no onu ni so yi firim wo ni so no yi firim o be tia kaja wo ye ni member jo ma
o say no their choice
wo dia me ba
no
me papa no wo no ma o kika
I wonim
send for so ko mo bi
I know their by choice
wo no ma ke ni kika central region wo na o say Ashanti region ministers who na wo yi ye no akodu Ashanti region na otutu mbere se ye ka se mufa papa we a marafaka no de bebre ma musi hey this man has no integrity we did draw ache no mo di na chi na em nwanwa mo akọ school akan ade musi mu economics na mu di ade chi twantro central region dey no de ma omo okọ Ghana gas ntofo anya no de abroftifo no bai ye di eduma emu obi ewo margins o ti yemfa man India ni na mo ye mistake obe oshin Ghana kirem wo ma so be bibi ye oba so obe ton edi akọ ni cold store no workers na we company na no obo ni din food juice company egu ye nyene company no egu da company misikan on kan kura baako no mo di na tiri kura ne heart company no egu da me challenge you on company documents mra no check the last time otu taxes okay still company na way all right that is electricity for and away for say he's a blended liar
kramida sikuka nti yebeko dasibre mamemra ho
Dr. Baumia early concession na sem nyina na Dr. Baumia na kan ye no abo onidua nyame engetra no ho na de ya si fia bosin atwawa ya sena bonten de na se ye nyina koto aba na se ni nyina si ginaye na obi be pe flag bearer adi enti okojina domani ko kase Dr. Baumia me lose seat me so obi be kasa asem bia so dam no kan ase nipa ko na adwene nya dwuma Baumia share about 40,000 police stations so watumi akoleti ni results ehun de wanya what your constituency by 500 police stations by 1,000 police stations what me akoleti wozi ba me akonsider yenti na ma wo su lose wo ya correct how many hours never take you the quality by 500 and 1,000 police stations as to be a quality by 40,000
on say that's where no dey near tie say initially near quality constituency in first and say near quality presidential e ba sa na constituency for ni obedi nkunimu no na okojina ni waja presidential no ni obelusun no direct hoko fi na omai na me omuwia na na Akufo 2012 no so the decision was that you be quality presidential and first and so what other
commission wo MP no
Debbie
wo ni agent
who say ni happen you know
wo MP no
it's not about agent too that's why Debbie any agent
you talk about your kind of police station and ko kan nyina wo
Debbie to bo ase Debbie a esie nyina no enye police station a collation center
you talk about no a tio you talk about no a you can polling station and we MP a before so be collation center no woni mo resource wanya
and na make
sense let's take
let's take Ablukumano for instance. Before say we free air kono no we collecting the results in area scanning the pink sheet in go and ordering the pink sheet no echo collation center then this is for the tax ebegu ho eji on the pink sheet no eji electoral commission there team because no nim so malusu
so is that the problem
so ye no even ballot papers kra na egu school dan mu kra mo ko she school dan ni nyina so what I mean can say about me what I'm saying is say the collation of the parliamentary no a delay because of say you did quality presidential ni we no it be there call midnight it be there kwa homa
so service
for the tax
and can no na ba se tan mu bibia and in terms of be kase but me call it I don't think about me consider no o MP bia lu su si
to bo asin Kwaku to ba the underlying the underlying issue ni say could we say a party decision whether a good or bad a party decision party need to take a good decision and a bad decision so say you take a decision even if a bad decision now don't put it on one person
sanke delay ya
sanke don't put it on any person a collective assembly wono say enya bawumia
like that em fa no to na pandai any pen na ko pre to me ya be di party ni but me mo head time mo start so mo pre sa di we the national issue bia ba no se abano yetia oman no a onti obia so obie na no akabi apart from Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia and we are delegate ya e so hunu se nipa no wo mo nwini wo anka so wasete ma brabo ho o mo nwini oman no tumi a wo be pe no wo dwene ho edinti oni de ga NDC fo be ye oman no enye asem mandai se bi ba yi enipa nnumu no apart from Bawumia obia mi na no nkan bi ensemble bra ba twem a obia nka bi this Dr. Bawumia de bi na no aka kese omo de se gomobo de omo pan MPP fo nkoto aba mo na omo meye flag bearer na sebe mpanimfo se yankoto ayeda nti eno nso no na two for ne wo mo nsem minsa MPP delegate sebe omo nyimi jimi na Albert ne de maka sa onu na egu Canada Japan campaign kese minim de ahye ni mo okeka nsem hunu eno anko de ba mso ba medina to because okokan Facebook na kokotena TV so ka me tama sansema wokan no Facebook no ode betena TV so aka na me ne yedu betena tena Ghana ha no obehu
oro Kwaku
enyenenko
so far no what is say obi aka say constituency we say ka Dr. Bawumia an consider enka constituency we enka me na medin kwani na is there any evidence but as in central by enumrebe 10 p.m. Saturday no 7 December no na as in central na mijima NDC ni e declare the winner me pacho electoral commission ankasa officially will declare results no another plan akosi sen en someone
yeah
ni ya wie
there be
say na address ni ya wie
yeah
and then there's another question say that time now Dr. Bawumia consider you know some pockets of violence under a caution why they were buying
and na kufuado
it no ukublimu hwan but everyone general secretary abekasa me pole me kasa better leader never penimude to the biye bibia na so but baby drew you know na also ya no was say empenifu tiki decision enya Dr. Bawumia nkwa the tiki decision wa wujidi say Dr. Bawumia nkwa the shede Edward Frank of no we are challenging you come and give your evidence here Dr. Bawumia nkwa the kind general secretary say automatic decision whether good or bad a collective decision it is how we are saying and me I don't see anything bad with that decision
and in fact Daniel will take his decision me say me know the echo
yeah ko who put the number no who say who go dey confirm who fear who go dey ka say by 8 p.m. who na head
bear 6
the one part here what suspect is be lose be around by 11 a.m.
yes 11 a.m.
every day who here
Sekofodia were about 92,000 registered voters na me do Kofodia 9 a.m. nipa 3,000 to about
na ayehu
I just say a serious case
e te drum mbre na was with possibility me e no ko pese de baby e che ye pie ye di ehu de ko nyina dot about me and wakana sem abo a wodi bia
nyame ne plan e ho na ede no
abo a wodi bia
nse na ya be plan ho
nyame e ne plan ho Kwaku I think say me dey be for the mean
okay but I must be brave enti no yen fancy na yenye ayine ne enko ene de ayire pa yen fa funeral announcement no na fi yenwina yenko enti Professor Emeritus ena mo bi you know say na no beko ekura nti misremo busuafo nyina ebetimi no na omonko enkuja ebusuano na omonfa empenekra be so Professor Emeritus Daniel Mirikujima ena nebusua ebeyino ewo Kwaku oye officer of the order of voter Apinto Nkrumah star of Apinto na oye foundation vice chancellor ewo UMAT professor of mining engineering ewo West Africa nti ena omo eyi no Kwaku na ochina 13 omo de no ebeto empema no pa ewo ni fi ewo Kwaku na omo wi omakope ne krabre ewo presby esiye na mbeye ofusumso ama no Ramsey ade presby asorikese pa na fi omo wi omatena se ewo Kwaku the background so na omaye na yi ade echi kwasi ada ombeko ne na asesum ewo Ramsey presby honoma omo wi abusua besa tena sibiem na abusua anum sikasa ayeye akata na chi krakra okunafo oja ne wachiri eye Professor Patricia Beatrice Mirikujima one ne ma na adofo ekujamwo mo na omakwaku suomo te obi a wunim Professor Emeritus Daniel Mirikujima no onyanfrisia eduoson miinu wada ne nsa benkum so na ene yeyi no na yesi no china ewo Kwaku sanka boyi ne nanfofo oni omuko school primary school ne middle school in the 60s Urakwa ame edubrako a wo UK ena odi abase enye sa announcement enfamano na ni nuanom kwasi boache ena fe Rosina Japoma omu nyina nsoso se ombebusua shedin ema ebusua yako. All right, that's where munye na fe yenko
yanko Mrs. Charity Ajuman Buodi minya ba pa ni na odomia ma ebroso nti mesme do no ma no broso owo Bantuma SDA Church ene eye ni birthday nti Mrs. Charity Ajuman Buodi Bantuma SDA Church Kumase odo awo mami no mani so na mesenya mi hia ma o se bibi bia wodo nsa ebesomo efrisa breko no onyame ma no nyankunimdie ema wo paibo bia wo bon kokwa mu no ewrade entie na onye wakoma so ade ama wo wankasa odofo ukunu Elder Ajuman Buodi ene o manu nyina oni ofi ni oni wakontwemu nyina so se yemfa fidie so na ena anopeya onyame dia tia ka ho fie hu yema happy birthday to Mrs. Charity Ajuman Buodi yema happy birthday. Eric Kwame Jesse Falcao the sports bishop 1 ochina na yeni birthday na wase chinchina achina wo eye memory da enti yema happy birthday ene ema no ni na say
boy gayo
hey
Ola the picture we buy. Okay, it's your producer. Kwame Jesse Martin again. Only
achina na yeni birthday
ojinani
no ho ahome too much enti yema happy birthday in advance. Happy birthday in advance. Afe Alex Donko our Central Regional Correspondent Emma TV SYZ and now your birthday Nanansa Matthew say Emma happy birthday. Afe Victoria Anamboya for a nursing student and then I will show so he na wuni abema say you adongo I say omo Trinkwa or Sese Nyamwa na dim kunyim bra wodu birthday ne na wo sa twa wonso he onyamemwa na bibia enyim kunyim die manti o ma happy birthday Sewa Priscilla Sewa Priscilla our Absa Bank Kiletia branch Kumasi and then your birthday Enunana Opoku Ajiman say happy birthday. All right, go on.
What you feel announcement today?
Sir, I was okay. Mr. Eric, sir, Akala, I'm far from announcement, but could be known so and to my nappy, yen channel free on nappy, yen sorry so. In cramming, would it just one year to me, Edna Sway. Na bibia ayo kama.
Okay, 2 days before I know about if happy birthday to the Brashani, yet for them the mamma back on ye prosperity, prosperity will can MPP social media no and then within the birthday to prosper. Maybe I will be no happy birthday to you wherever you may be. And now that him Belinda Bells and then also eating birthday also MPP ni and to have Belinda Bells that him happy birthday to you today. From Coca and Nebusa for you, I say, happy birthday. Now, and then in the echo so heavy do banner, Richmond, ya watch ye, don't laugh and a punch, but what's where you in a episode and a punch ye, you know, and then a echo so a war domic, baby, heavy do fee hormone, a whole man or more a yamia duma exna. It's and then an alcohol no. Ewo bia ya deda no mbe ya fusuma ma no ansa na mde na kwa chimota ebusie no makokora nti awia no be bia mde da no no a ewo domi ho no aye ha bi du fie ho no mbe ye na yiye ade chi kwese da nso mbe ko na ase asore na mu fi na ase asore no ba na o ma sa ba betena se awia no owo be bia mu ye yi kro no a na se so mde awie ye nua be ma Richmond ya buache je aka Aponchi na yi no kra nti e to South Africa for ni jam fu nyina se mum kujamo na enkokra o machi.
All right, that's where emu we to na enkwen.
Yedi ka de anya chemo diagnostic herbal industry na almost say wanya mojamu yare bi eti say high blood pressure or high blood sugar hepatitis B and C or yare bi say HIV and now wanya kidney infection liver infection ulcer prostate enlargement. When your chronic cough, net is about 1,000 to us. Ask me how. Oh, now, boy, ya. A crobby, kissy crobby of a town and murder for Nichemo or diagnostic herbal industry. Now, one more address friend of Tontina 74 Miss Channel, Copebito. Now, a bebo, papa, a queen of Yahoo baby. A herbal mixture, just say, a dance so cra, Ghana, Nigeria, Sierra Leone, and the South African, you should be our home. Would you call glass to an answer? Pharmacy dia ka say ope T74 Mr. So ntimi ka 20 na ka T74 o menyi bi amount. O hwe ma cha kwa mu ewo Sotium one Maranatha University College no ene di hwe ni mu number ni 0246 073498 0246 073498 and 0501 628931 ombejo so Chocho Industries o the Chocho Herbal Products ahoro aba ye digare de desra ninja de ye tirimu de sese hunam nyina no ebi wo ho enti israw ye Chocho Herbal soap Chocho Herbal cream Chocho Herbal gel we de no ye wiritire twafa so won sam taya de 19 ta papai Chocho hand and food cream afi se o pesa we de no toso no han ha tro kama eno se Chocho skin toner e ma na avoa ajimu trasa fa na mutinyi bubuo no nso ye wo hair products papa wo ho ene wo Chocho bama eno so nya bi na odi SS ahobra wadware awie koda na ahotutuo nyina ebefiri ho Pandamat Palace Mall Bachona Total Sprinters ne supermarket eben obi akwa obenye bi ato Tabia Heba Center for the Tabia Heba Mr. Ba malaria fever ahotutuo nyina etua se wonu mato awuntimi ni di no numbi ohobeto omre Tabia takum so aka ho abrefie wurafo no mema no samonom ne dura na dua mo yema anhyehyemo no matumi aye adwuma yie na amefie no nso anigye aye kama enti woya bema na se wo ho den so tia aya Tabia taku na so hwe kira kwan na edi wakagine mu obenya Tabia Heba Mr. ne Tabia taku ni bia to ba bia tontona do bia wo pe bia tua no afre 0243 686861 0243 686861 police in yadro Imbus Herbal Mixture we ye immune booster che say ekutu yare awro bebre syphilis gonorrhea white pressure ulcer stroke serious fatigue ya kakrebi no abre malaria how when your liver problem na kidney problem bia pebi no no ebebo awo bia tuntu bia ukwa wo de also pe protein yadru e simple unsa be kan bi pe bia tu ashama wo Equus Pharmacy na Widama Pharmacy benye bi Kanswa Tribe of Judah Medina Kingswalk Heba any Nisi Pharmacy afi Accra oko Okanshi Drug Lane na Tinata Heba ni shops ahodo ni na obenye bi numbers 0540 710113 and 0246 208496 yepa home appliance atodi ababi ese ye ni kire eye Hisense home appliance ahodo bia wo ye body was asisu bia wo de obowura Hisense obenye bi bronya ntino o ma sa tete o mnyama no sukra bio aka ho timisro fo ni kiremu na kotobi o mi showroom so ma trapete Ghana baby wo bia no ofra o meche showroom eben wo in the phone number na 0302 550 000 0302 550 000 na frɛ na mo nche showroom eben wo na so koto home appliance na anigye emrafie beauty garlic mixture o mintimi mo danso e garlic mixture nyina mu nsata tititi e wonsa eno na acha tititi edu na dwa wontumi na e wa no ani su ewisi ana oba won sabu oni sisi so a victory garlic mixture ene so hwe kira kwan ye o copy PFA pharmacy Kolinak ene misi heba wo kuma se obenye bi o call Repart Ventures ene tinata heba wo akra obenye bi number na 0242 545 633 0242 545 633 no ajo die Congo ointment so natural ventures na diaba se Rachis Gugua Fabisesremu o hota ye yo hene Fabisesra kakawurawure ha matiri ho fabi tesremu nantema propro empompo anase suboni bi oba egugu basabasa fabi edi djuma na ensia no ma bema odwunsa ne mu apa mienu a emfansa ahomra ne so bawunta hwekongo ontment ekira kwan sana enyema jinsemu bia bia tuntu ado bia ko na bisa obenye bi upe bia tu afre 0249 017 101 0249 017 101 and 0204 6161 61 now for lady clean ana emadi siesie wo mo ho ana emadi jo mo 3 points oba se ubu nzana mpesa carboni bia beba ho a yusu na for lady clean fa siesie ho e ba sa na ma ho tvc kama okodo mu a wo mfere oba opesa ye reset eno so aye na for lady clean e be mo sa ya babunu amane be be hia ani je beba benye bia to be bia tuntun ado bia Nick Royal Pharmacy wo kwashiman traffic light odoko kwan so e ho na apen do so puatu na kwa wonsa ebeka number ni 0531 156 556 0531 156 556 eni power hu siesie de e kan sempi fa ho sa wo kodomu na wo siesie ho kama uni skada abotom kra na ye de respect e ma ye ma ba bi partner enti ye ko gidi fresh clothing ni akopenta de pato kaftan political suit bubu office wear casual wear agbada bridesmaid dresses ahoro kabani street nyina no ye pambi kama maka jo se omo fabrics ne de edanso onta hu bi wabontinti ehyewa ya na wonso demu sronko Taifa SJ Junction eho no mo number ni 0500 392562 na 0592 401816 Azaros Company Limited at the Azaros Moringa Capsules near Azaros Dandelion Capsules abanta fodra edi tu yare anani adin asiye no nti se yare na tan so ache a pebinum na entu asiye eyanta afodo ntu wutumi num bom anopa mienu awia mienu anyumire mienu bosum yachi ubom sencheni kese a ebebe ni pedua no mu ba bia tonto ado bia akwa bisa o so pe Azaros no no bia to upe bia tu 0544 447 033 0544 447 033 frono na onsabe kan bi se wanya stomach ulcer na typhoid fever diarrhea biacho ana indigestion na etete wana saudi aduane to yem na yem yo ya gastro mister nature medicine diaba no kopebinum ne betu ase uyo oba na bu nsa wote ya wonsa bu nu nsisi so ana so wanya yeast infection so a mentoplas mixture eno nature medicine diaba kopebinum humbeto bema o prostate no eye kese saa na nyame bo ye wunyini die be ye kese misrew prostaplas mixture unya bi nunu ma ebe yi saa hawa saa prostate enlargement edibani nyina afi so ama wo ho ato obenya nature medicine no bi ato be tuntun do bia upe bi atua number ni 0248 778899 0248 778899 Alowat Medical Skin Care Center say empanifo no se men kan cho say sawedie no say ya fabra ho no mo no mo nsisi ma say wanum say ho number bia na enyama be onu bia gugu ho a bra wo mesisi ama kama ama bibia ato so wo kuma se a womo anya yira kwai kra patase sha police station nche ha udu ha womo ho sa wakra ha otu police station na chi ba ko ho Isrego na Champon Junction ba ko ho na Pantan Hospital kwa no so womo ba ko e wo ho no mo womo number ye 0277 580559 0277 580-559 bronya de yemfa yade eninti midima fo eba hospital simin kan to sese yade bi edokro wa fabra na onya beduru hodi a nyame tumi nti benya yaresa de akofia ma bronya yi oni abusua na di ama anigi aba aka ha mu opoku ase mayira kuma so mo bu akwa atuma gugu ko ha obehwe kama number ni 0244 774282 0244-774-282.
All right, into Pacho, Rabbi Eshe Yellow, our friend, my friend Brana, and I come Jesse, and what can you see? No, I don't know. And Yane Dr. George Esiama Jr. Of a medical practitioner, now only C4C liver. Specialist for ena eye ejuma omodie eba liver honsen semua omona eduma akotepa so me ne transfer no pay na yene no edi enkomo na yahwe enso so emoa ombetimi dia boy tie for na say liver honsem no aye ensem bebre. Doc, good morning.
Good morning.
The patrol na hunamu to say
over the Adaruma.
Okay. All right. Ye the Nyankopon asesa no pay obe kan sa emo akraba sonko. Adaruma ye ka say C4C liver specialist hospital ya resabia ben.
Yo senior medicine na me di enchia kase ama o loyal listeners you know. C4C liver specialist hospital there. Ye ka say currently the best homeopathic hospital.
Okay.
In Ghana and to some extent some parts of Europe. It's and say branches no arise to the extent say Europe and the Netherlands and Germany. So C4C Juma titru pa ye dini say ye share ni pediano akwa ni nyina titru ye organs no. Ye didi ni say organ bi e woni pediano no e wo say etimi nya ahoden ye juma ye. Se ebeye ejuma ye a na uhia moja krogen se moja krogen so beko hode a na uhia organ na ye friend se liver ana se brebo no
okay
enti ye specialty e wo brebo no then so ye hwe yare bia doctor atudin a chiro
okay
enti ye kenya brebo no a na ejuma e wo se brebo no di no in fact in Shishima ye hu say about 80% of yare bia ba ni pediane no se brebo no wa hoden a esasa ya no nti ye kenya brebo no na wo se ni relation oni akoma no wo no o ma ye ni na hodi aba relation ni kidney ni wo no o ma ye ni na hodi aba nti C4C de ye hwe organs a woni peduan ni yare bia ha ni peduan
okay so mo ye yare bia but mo speciality na ye liver issues no ti wo liver nko ade mfa nko ba bia fabra C4C. All right, me da say what me list our foundation no e dia man anopay e den na ibedi hu nkoma no pay
ye pese ye di nkomo fa the medical ye fa no ye friend no hepatic steatosis anopay the facture
bro focus fa medical term kese fa
yes
but no ye den ade
yes you breaking it down ye be ka say hepatic ni ye liver.
Okay, and liver ya once American.
Bravo ya. Anti hepa bia ye liver. And steatosis ni ye fat.
Okay.
Fat abe
dose. They no say fatty liver.
Fatty liver.
Oh, okay.
Anti na che say brabo no aye fatty. Anwa adokre
brabo. Na edie na ma brabo etimi ye fatty sa.
Yes, ye wo the your friend no alcoholic fatty liver disease.
Okay.
And non-alcoholic fatty liver disease. Alcohol ye nom ensa no odin bebrea liver no ehu ne se eye toxic eye fi enti liver ne jime bia eye bia ne jai
okay
na concentrate a prioritize
alcohol no oh okay
enti odina ho odin nyina try se be yi alcohol ne frim because alcohol e wo chemicals bi e chewo ni pedia ne mu a ebetini ama cancer be ebetini asay ni pedia no nti o break alcohol no down into the acetyldenine.
Okay.
Now we're breaking it further. Now buy into oxygen. I in free into almost no monsa. Ultimately, liver no excess. O yin sunny be a free nipedia. Oh, it another way liver no yes, but all yes, I no. Na ama obre tini breno indiani ayedi ni other things aba ni pediano ontimi em process ni ye na ama fat na build woni pediano na abechichire brebo no see the largest internal organ woni pediano.
I see.
It weighs about 1.5 kg
1.5.
Yes, into your total body weight is about 2%. One more do, and it's around the right upper quadrant. When you have problem, now when you have pain, so alcoholic fatty liver disease in some number breed. Titru call asthma citizens every so is very good for a
month for by Gribi.
But I say, Obi will cry, and the first time our father saw in San Nordia. In Tinina, your body rose a call or bread. Nti emma brebo bread or breasts are fat to make it children.
Okay.
And now you the friend non-alcoholic. First, not sign your faces, you would differ for who be, but you can non-alcoholic. And also says, and yen some puna coffee by. Obi wa because I made a minimum son. Tinian son, but your metabolic disorders be. A body need to mean break it down in your my. Until which is why I can see a baby. Your dear Yankopa may be a friend adipose tissues. Tissues are a store fat, my. It is a fat no ebe broso. Now for a buffaso, nay, na moja nimpe. Nature say,
could do not live no problem.
Brabuana dream na say. I did be a Yefibia and also ye. It's your who fat in the babies. I was on the old you know, not at it. The answer will be our diabetes.
Okay.
And also to make a fatty liver.
Okay, so may I then who say, Menya fatty liver, and I'm a yenya fatty liver.
Brabon hoarding, and the unson or bebon kaya say, or yareno. Not what. Chain wa kwa ma fi want to me kubio nti eya mpem bebre no unya science na intem because you were grade 1 fatty liver and then it say fat no and chichiri brebo ni bebre about 5% of brebo no na ye fatty but ekone ni ma na ekọ grade 2 no na wotanya symptoms be say won keka bebre because brebo no was say yi efi bi free ni pediam nti wo histamine ne dose one na settle under our skin na ma won keka ebi so wo ha o treat infections a enko titru candidiasis stomatitis infection ebe yenum UTIs a odro ojonso na be ma ni mo hwehwe mu keka oba sebi nsio fibi egu ni nyina no eye infections
science say every time so liver ho ato
yes we are tired easily you be kakra no abre and that kra ho to me yedi because I drain on to me and ready tie oh ni nyina no science a ebe kire o say we liver no nya problem also kra so to me te ojo so colors sa we still no to me yet dark if be melena that is say o body need to me enyi efinfin ne biano to nya inflammation pimples be brace skin rashes be brace because of liver na ho odin from these are some of the signs are better than the amount in severe cases or 9 to meet that time.
Okay.
Because liver need to mean produce protein. Protein meat is albumin. You hear? Because I know now a boy me maintaining oncotic pressure on the pedian. But I don't know about from is original on the pedian. To liver problem tima unya idima. Ma onai tata. Ma hifu ye kesiye. Ma akumani nye juma ye. Liver, mean this argument way in some of the symptoms are at the brown. A draw cry, no, liver.
Okay.
To metabolize a drone. Until what offer diabetes a draw, offer pressure draw, offer arthritis a draw, yari be a drone. A drone now one was a brabon breaking it down. Now to me, the efficacy of a drone more or the age. Iti ubra wana ho de mafoma betimi anu medros a
nso enye adwuma eya na yesi organs ano hunya problem a yintimi nsaye manage C4 mutimi esa challenge a wo kan wasemi
yankopon adom any research ahodra yaye any edro wan waso a ye de abaja so nti ye nya positive results
okay
ye wo dro wan waso e fe no livoton
okay
livoton the aye ne say ye study the histology of brebo no nti livoton ekọ brebo no tissues ni mu ye obibi a e fe no sinusoid eno na ye brebo no blood vessels a emma brebo no moja e wo say mu ni ye clear livoton ko ho ekọ bie blood vessels ni ma ne ye sa brebo ya livoton ya biom kenya immune cells are brebo no ti cells etimi bo ama ye fighting infections na livoton ekenya livoton so ara so ekenya brebo no ma kafa cells yo mo a omuku efin bi ababa ni pedia nti unya livoton ekenya brebo no pe brabo no tumi bɔ na ejuma ye into circulation ye improve edura wo no ye improve won say ye titete ye improve o jonso a enye clear ni nyina ye improve o hu akeka o nyina ye improve o nan ya mama so nyina ye improve pains a o fairly wo brabo ni mu arthritis diabetes yare bia no ohia brabo nti wonya liver to na kenya brabo no pe e manage ma no ekoso na adom ni nti si for see the liver to Abba ama obia from 12 years and above utumenum liverton FDA approved and now pharmacy bia so abenwa unsa ebeka liverton na wanu your promo wan so bia aba for the Xmas and say your branch bia your facility hospital no your free screening screening no you concentrate on organs akese no liver kidney akoma nerves empo wo yare bia wo de bra na yenye screening say wo see your lab and bia obetua bibi kakra bi na wa your lab no but say o place o friend number me di tuja so na o ka say o pe liverton na o place o order baby a o bia no be free delivery na ye de amount na also so yes you absorb sa transportation. This is what we are also doing to help for this Xmas season. Pacho bomodia nya livotum na Xmas season insanom ne nokonoko dia de bebre aba bekoso sittings bebre ebusuani behia eduane ayeba bedi beye fati bebre eduane ayachichi ne bebre time mpa ebedidi ni time ayede beda ne nyina no etimi kofo how betu brebo no so ma in a long term etima brebo no hono ye kese ekofa how kese betu ni peduane so enti pelivoto na ebusuani nyina no entimi numbi na afifufo ne esimu a wetimi enya ahoden abo ejuma e de aboa ebusuan frɛ number ne place you order for free delivery 050 00 40 331 050 00 40 331 and answer 050 00 40 328 050 00 40 328. Epacho C4C Central Region, your Cape Coast, Green Hill, opposite Addison Square Garden. And yet, you're up Aguna or Benzo, your branch, Kesiepa, Ewoho, Watakra, this your opposite Fejai, May Sport, and also Enya Iraquan Cry, Quino Hope, Kumase, your Ejuso Kwamo, Jachi Junction, and also Enya Iraquan Cry. Now, Krahadia, your Denta. SDA Junction. Juma from Monday exactly 7 a.m. to 5 p.m. Treatment plan no enye drone kwa. Yes scan ni wia ebetu ye boase na ya cheche wase e wia na ya ma nutritional advice exercise so ha ebetu na wa ye form temporary class permanent enti enye exercise bia na obetimi aye ebetu ye boase ni a kire oni nyina nti fa number na fre 050 00 40331 and now say 050 00 40328. C4C liver specialist. Yes, so brebo eya wonwa nti ya kai. That's how kai say ye giendo ni di eji treatment plans ni di. Nti na avre bi e ka say once treated forever treated. Anope ya da obi bi ase.
Ya da mo so ase. Adenta mo ho menam mo kwan no so ne kwa sorry de bia na me hu mo signboard no but me share da hu mo premises no enti waken esem behwehwe mu na me betia na me di mani behwe me hu C4C
yes
wo SDA because me na ho ne kwa sorry de bia me na ho ne kwa sorry de bia enti ma behwehwe mu na ye di nkomo ye da masepa se mo ba no pe ebusua live ya asema ye ken ehun menim se ba no bi tifi ka se Dawuro be ma bro nya edi nya ede se ko di bro nya kwa yubi na mo be ka se ba wazo susuri when Susu area asembeba me yankwaji adwadi nkrato mra ye ba the MPP Nasara coordinator for Ashanti region ye na etanase ne na bonkomo enko ba bia ye ba sisi a
so president Mahama kasa no o se ye no nkomo kwa
ensese enye so kache attend general san na mo attorney general okay me hu portion apeso kana mo se odi asembia attorney general wotumi so ka kire ne se onyai
ya ho na mbese big
means attorney general powers no
attorney general powers ene ya mani bi
means onye independent
ba no omo mpeso mbe fa ne se or yeah, under the control of the Attorney General. He is right. And he is right in the sense that there were investigative bodies to say Strat, to say Yuku, Numunina, only prosecutorial powers. Okay, the only independent institution aside the Attorney General Office or prosecutorial powers, and the Office of the Prosecutor.
What can some of prosecutorial powers have any problem? Was say without the involvement of the Attorney General, which is a lie. Mandate of the office 4.2 was say subject to clause 4 of Article 88 of the Constitution, the office shall, for the purpose of this act, be authorized by the Attorney General to initiate and conduct the prosecution of corruption and corruption-related offences.
You see what that means, ni say. So kind in isolation.
Okay.
And no say. There are times Attorney General between director the special prosecutor say be assassin we investigation account.
Yes.
But apart from that, the act is structured in a way say on why independent on his own. It may determine cases our person investigating your person or prosecuting. I know being a better director say you say and I see you see. Now so Attorney General will to me say case bi o hwa se na mampani mahama mampani akufado refer ginin boati age case ne man no Attorney General so ebetimi refer cases e the amane say only case we the same way it's also in the act say odi case bi a for that case ya odi Attorney General betimi aka chen so nyai
of course it I don't know jabo take ka say independent and independent and so jabo take ka say omope and Attorney General any control bi a also and that is a falsehood because the act establishes
be ana or can in comparison with other investigative agencies.
Now we are OSP the special breed be if we baby what do be to be in Canada but mandate no act na establishing no I say the friend is the Attorney General shall for the purpose of the act be authorized by the Attorney General to initiate and conduct the prosecution of corruption and corruption-related offences.
When I say advert, popular advert be about Ghana, I think late 90s or early 2000s. Or say, we ain't na mama so yes from Kuno. Say, that's what mama don't promise more.
Samlano.
You know, or say, we ain't na say a special procedure yes from Kuno. Who's special procedure on Benasem?
Who's on Benasem? And quite good for. Who per se at the end, Kwaku, it is your Mahama person catch Ghana for say. Leader of government business in the person of Mahama Yarega and majority chief whip Nelson Dafiamepo. Every time I got Tenassi, cabinet. Every time I got Tenassi say, yeah, the move independent
private
members bill at the ABBA without express you from cabinet
in fact, Wabre almost state your position of parliament, including the Speaker of Parliament.
Yes, Speaker Canada,
President and Fwaswa, next time for call you to order.
Yes,
Munya Moyen.
And then what I know that was one. I said to a branch of body. There was the same time more. Who will magistrate?
Sunny a friend.
The wool magistrate to whom? There be. That's Power Mutari. He didn't know. And he didn't. That fast Alice in the baby. Only didn't know. And he didn't know. So, first year name. You see, first year kind of what's the essay would be the man.
There be the full name.
But he didn't have
to produce Alice now. Names of lawyers a watching banner. He didn't know.
It is some side of her. I said to Hollow.
And then one. Other lady no was saying, and now me kaidi but me kaini pan.
And now Mama Catcher is a more of my trouble. I'm with the Anibia. Say one from Brand. Now, is it not intriguing? Say, some silent and then no use of social media. And now the whole world.
And you know, there is right to be amongst Professor H. Kwasiprempe. I say, or see where ye, Srim side versus Srim side. H. Kwasiprempe. Aye.
I don't mind that free government.
I will so and when they listening, get you me fadon kono na
I want the minimum.
Okay, so who's here?
I go to the first.
Let's last but one. Some there be a last but three, but two. I say Noah Ephraim Tete Adamti. Ba ukoshe edin asem sa atro na otro Noah Tete.
I want the Facebook.
But betimi ya produce some science Facebook post no. So that Ghana for will not see. But okwa omo hono website will now share nipa was searching by on. Then you realize say okay, so this is the same guy. It's where yeah Srimsai versus Srimsai. And on one Kwaku defending Dra. Wabe mo for say Ghana for Jimmy. But first post now what the Barbara program national fair no brana the other one
I can confirm that
the other one
Noah Tete
the better so
I can confirm that Noah Tete has sealed the Attorney General in Supreme Court. So his grounds, Parliament has no power to set up an office of a prosecutor which is independent.
But the first one, and yet near Srimsai, Justice Srimsai was no for no brana yenshadi.
Or say Parliament has no power to set up an office of a prosecutor which is independent and outside the control of the Attorney General. In fact, look, as they're doing, some grounds we could a flawed because the office of the special prosecutor is not independent and it is not outside the control of the Attorney General per the act establishing the office. It has been a more and there was his relief and order to strike down the provisions of Act 959 that confer autonomous prosecutorial authority on the office of the special prosecutor or insulate it from the Attorney General's constitutional control. Majority Supreme Court his relief because the range now I just had a mandate in it. Range I just had a mandate in it. See, but so if it must be done, it must be done well. That's all. President Ewo Kwan say institution be a parliament and na establish yempa yebesa akọ parliament o ni akugu enso so president Mahama kasa no wose ye no nkomo kwa ensese enyese o kache Attorney General san na mo Attorney General okay me hu portion apeso kana mo se odi assembly a Attorney General wotumi so kache ne se onyai
means Attorney General powers no
Attorney General powers and the money be
means only independent
but no common person be fan say oh yeah under the control of the Attorney General he is right and he is right in the sense that there were investigative bodies to say strat to say Yoko no need prosecutorial powers. Okay, the only independent institution aside the Attorney General office or prosecutorial powers, and the office of the prosecutor.
What can some no prosecutorial powers can be any problem? Was say without the involvement of the Attorney General, which is a lie.
Don't say a lie.
Mandate of the office 4.2 was say subject to clause 4 of Article 88 of the Constitution, the office shall, for the purpose of this act, be authorized by the Attorney General to initiate and conduct the prosecution of corruption and corruption-related offences.
You see, what that means, say, so kind and not in isolation.
Okay.
And not near say. There are times that Attorney General beat me directly the special prosecutor say be assassin we investigation account.
Yes.
But apart from that, the act is structured in a way say on why independent on his own. It may determine cases our person investigating your person or prosecuting. I know being a better director say you say and I see you see. Now so Attorney General would to me say case bi o hwa se na mampani Mahama mampani Akufo-Addo refer ginin boati agi case ne man no Attorney General so ebetimi refer cases e the amane say only case we the same way it's also in the act say odi case bi a for that case ya odi Attorney General betimi aka chen so nyai
of course it I don't know jabo take as independent and independent and that is so jabo take as omope and Attorney General any control bia also and that is a falsehood because the act establishes
Ebiana or can in comparison with other investigative agencies.
Now we are say OSP the special breed be if we baby what do be to be in Canada by mandate no act na establishing no I say the friend is the Attorney General shall for the purpose of the act be authorized by the Attorney General to initiate and conduct the prosecution of corruption and corruption-related offences.
When I say advert, popular advert be about Ghana, I think late 90s or early 2000s. Or say, we ain't na mama so yes from Kuno. Say, that's what mama don't promise more.
Some nano.
You know, or say, we ain't na say a special procedure yes from Kuno. Who's special procedure on Benasem?
Who's on Benasem? And what we could have for. Open say at the end, Kwaku. It is your Mahama person catch Ghana for say. Leader of government business in the person of Mahama Yarega and majority chief whip Nelson Dafiamepo. Every time I got Tenassi, cabinet. Every time I got Tenassi say, yeah, the move independent
private
members bill at the ABBA without express you from cabinet President Mahama in fact
Wabre almost state your position of parliament, including the speaker of parliament.
Yes, speaker Canada
president and for Aswa next time for call you to order.
Yes,
Munya ni amoye.
And then what I know that was one I said to Abanta Boni Ding. There was this same time more policy. Who will magistrate?
Sani a friend.
The wool magistrate home. There be. Just power mutari. You didn't know. And he didn't. That fast Alice in the baby. Oh, he didn't know. And he didn't know. So first year full name. You see, first year kind of what's the essay will be the that man.
There be the full name.
But he didn't have the.
If I told me producer Alice now names of lawyers watching banner. He didn't know.
It's some side of her. I said to her.
And then one. Other lady no was saying and now me kaidi ni but me kaini pan
and now mama catcher is a more my travel mudiani say one famra now is it not intriguing say some sign and then no use social media
call to guard the conduct of people in a big political party like ours, especially so when you are in opposition in this manner. Leadership of the party in the America say is good. The way and manner more handle issues, the way and manner they respond to issues, and no yet for me the inspiration. But individuals within the party, it's me can't somehow mono epe. They are not guided by their utterances in some instances. So those excesses, no, and yeah, bumpire say, and yes, say show my dreams so. The Abba said the fact that they were saying, you know, with regards to your utterances, because in the end, politics is about numbers. You don't underrate Obia Sufri Abusiamu, and I enter into Obia no Busia for a demotion, a share, Nipani, Sunan, and a Kotuaba. So everybody carries a significant numbers of votes at the Bread Party. So such individuals, no, because even kasa, you know, and you crack, it worries the party and the unity. I say, because even though we are in a political party, and it so be eka kasa chichi kasa enye edechiriniya. On also because okay fine I mean because of political party I don't, but to the extent that somehow you know a defame any pakrono to an extent on also be person obey day on also the kebi and now say obey day obey defend so when people of the same political party litigate on issues that got to do with defamation and all that, how do they then come back on the same table, united to work to win political power? And no very significant. And we encourage them. Obia said, everybody has an issue. Okay. Issue. Leadership of the party have issues. Members of the party have issues. Elders of the party have issues. Patrons of the party have issues. In fact, business people who support the party behind the scenes have issues. And to be an issue, but we cannot all the time discuss such issues on radio, on TV, and all that. It really doesn't help the unity. I see. But
I say why I say this time we be call national, we be contest as national Nasara coordinator. No cre.
No cre.
Do you think so? What it takes to be the national Nasara coordinator for the party?
I think many MPN Pia Kasa and my contribution to the party and the Nasara wing, you know, tells us all that as it stands now, the person best fits to lead the Nasara wing of the party going into 2028 elections. In fact, it's unambiguously clear that say a new bias Salim Bamba Nebetimi hold the fort of the Nasara wing to lead into the next election.
Because may Bisawi because Nasara wing, you know, last election defeated by Menimse Krofakam Wasaba because of the type of presidential candidate na party no ego. And people are saying say you couldn't pull the expected vote. So what would be your justification for coming out boldly to contest as the national Nasara coordinator, and what do you have to offer the New Patriotic Party?
Yes, Netienne say the elections I call 2024 with Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia as the flag bearer of the party. And Okrese, because of the background, anybody will free. People expected that we will do better within the Zongo communities. No? But yes, we share the performance within the Zongo communities now. And Okrese Nasara Ebono Homodin, Eye Jumasene Sefata. And everybody are Zongo ni Biano. Or Zongo ni SIA Ghana ni. Issues that affect any other citizen are the same issues that affect the Zongo person. So clearly, you may have the will, Sanka, the quantum of vote are now expected within the Zongo communities in the Betimiaba through the effort of the wing, the Nasara wing. However, certain issues that got to do with bread and butter, certain issues that got to do with the cost of living are not clearly the Okwe reports. Say these are, and among others, issues are a ma nipa antuaba anfama MPP MPP for bimpukrano or monso anyede ankotuaba. Your farmers, specifically cocoa farmers, you want who also mining. Na ebimu ye zongo for na ebimu nso nyede enye zongo for. Enti so wo ye zongo ni na so wo ye cocoa farm. Na NDC aban abehye obo se so mo ba cocoa na o moto no one bag for 3,300. Okay, ye peja amu. Omo no ba o mbe den. On be cost 6,000. That's a way you regardless of where you come from, regardless of your background. That's you are moved by that promise. It's either disallow you to go and vote, or obey because of Omen Kotuaba. Announce obey party now promises 6,000. Today the reality has dawned on all of us. All of us. I just say so those are the key issues. However, the wing needs to be revolutionized. I was said Yayan Sakraye within the wing. And I believe that San Sakraye na epese edebano. Ultimately, the constitution of the New Patriotic Party had a specific mandate at the Amada wing under Article 15 of the Constitution. And it's key to mobilize support for the New Patriotic Party within the Zongo communities. And you cannot mobilize support within 3-4 months before a general election. So those are some lessons ɛwɔ sɛ yɛma obiara ɛte aseɛ sɛ when you make an effort, the sort of campaigns are all within the Zongo communities and any other place cannot make significant impact within 3-4 months before a general election. So I was saying, your strategies must be in place, and the party itself must be ready to support the plans, programs of the ring. That for me is very key. Ebium, I was say the Nasara wing be viewed as the key advocate for the progress of the Zongo community. So, to me, the people of the Zongo community, Ebium say, indeed, where they need to belong. Baby also Mokotoaba, Efa, Ebeden, the Patriotic Party. And Dawuro, I think that Yetuaba Evia is important, say, Yebetini, Odia, contribution. However, it is difficult to determine Zongo votes.
Oh, you're sure about that?
Absolutely.
Because you had the argument, say, oh, doctor, initially, you say, when to me and we need even a single Zongo polling station, except a Futu Zongo. The woman have the assistant from the polling station to a Zongo community, if a Zongo constituency. So, are you saying it's difficult to determine Zongo vote?
It is difficult to determine Zongo votes generally.
Okay.
You may have polling stations that are typically within a community, a Zongo community.
Okay.
But who told you? So when more about in that polling station in Zongo for. It is not the case. Similarly, which means a community that is not fully a Zongo community. But Yamfa Aswase, I mean not Aswase as a constituency, Aswase as a community.
Okay.
Okay. When we say Aswase constituency, no, there is a community called Aswase. Okay. We have Abuabo, we have Sabon Zongo and all that. So Aswase, for example, we have Muslims there, Zongo people there, we have Christians there, we have Akans there. And Tisafono, Obiatu about in a particular polling station. So it's a working kind in that polling station. Nasa Woka say, Esan say Aswase Intino. Was a Zongo vote on Kwane was a polling station. You are wrong. I have made an attempt to identify all polling stations in Ashanti region. Right? All polling stations now identify Nasara coordinators at the information in every constituency. The number of polling stations are in those constituencies. And we have done the analysis, which clearly indicated to us there are several polling stations. Yebeka said, for me, a major, and I said because the voters are okay. Significantly, there are some polling stations vote a course.
Okay.
You don't expect to win polling stations in somebody's stronghold.
Okay.
Whether we like it or not, the Zongo is somebody's constituency, is somebody's stronghold. And what you do is to gradually increase your votes. So, okay, you expect a win in a polling station in Zongo communities because of Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia. You are lying to yourself. It cannot happen within that shortest possible time. Because the determinant of voting pattern in Ghana, it is mostly not because of where you are coming from.
Wuntumi Radio 95.9.
There is a good number of people who may vote because of the Bia Ofie. And if you see, to say for example, Dr. Bawumia Ofie of East Region Ebaye.
Yeah.
In the last election, the only regional MPP vote occurs of East Region by about 20,000 votes. What you say? Because a honor day, a ho and Ofie. Isn't it?
Yes.
But still, in other areas, our own few honor. Let's ask ourselves: do they feel, say, Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia, yes, of East Region? So, Nordness in Ashanti region, in northern region, upper east region, upper west region, Omuninano should see Baumia as one of their own. Okay. Kennedy Japan, an Akan.
Yeah.
A Fanti. Do you expect people from...
But he is not a Fanti. He is an Asim. Even though he is in the from the central region. The central region, ye were Asim for Omunye Fanti for. And he would dincha for Musu Fanti for, but Omunye is central region. And Sana Fanti for no.
Very good. And with that scenario, Asim for no, Ebehu Kennedy Japan as one of their own. So what it presupposes that Omunye Fanti for no. Any danger for them. They will not see him as one of their own.
That is also possible.
Even though they are coming from the same region.
Even though they are all coming from the central region.
From the central region. Then we can extend the argument to the Akans. Okay, the Achims are Akans. The Asantis are also what? Akans. The Fantis are Akans. Ikiapim and all that. Are we saying that because they are all Akans, they see each other as one? And for that matter, the expectation is that if you have, for example, Kennedy Japan as a presidential candidate, all accounts, or Brian Champon as a presidential candidate for the MPP, all accounts will vote for him. You see, that argument is flawed.
I think a misconception and a misinformation, because that is the reason why Obitime can say, the ministers bear 6, trying to classify the whole ceremony as a one region and a one tribe.
Yes.
Meanwhile, Oba say Hanswa, there are several ministers, several regions down here, but the Ankasi the ministers in Koma account for.
That's right. You see, that is a major issue. Northern region is northern part of Ghana. But immediately Obia Ofi upper east, upper west, northern, northeast, Savannah region. Okay, sometimes that misconception arises. But whenever we are talking about south, we don't talk about south for now. It doesn't really. We don't talk about south, but we talk about Ashanti region, we talk about Greater Accra region, Eastern region, and all that. So that is a difficulty. So, for example, you take Northeast region. We had the sports minister coming from the Northeast region, right? We had the defense minister, former defense minister, coming from the northern region.
Northern region. That right?
Nitu, yeah. Very good. We had the former interior minister coming from the upper west region.
That is
upper west region.
Upper west region. Wa, okay.
That Wa area. So when you take all ministers, then you list those ministries and say northern, you are either being economical with the truth, or you are deliberately throwing dust into the eyes of the people.
Okay. Because there are 5 different regions, and the constitution also talk about regional balance. It say the 6 ministries, the people from 5 different regions in the north.
Exactly.
How do you classify that and say Yediama and Esrimufo?
Exactly.
Now her minister Dodoa Yedema Eastern region, Ashanti region. Now in central region, yes, let's say central region Swaba 10.
Yes.
But Ubia Mekase, the ministers say Ama account for.
Not at all. Not at all. And sometimes you see, silence is golden. But the moment then people measure your level of intellect.
Okay.
People also measure your integrity.
Okay.
Speakers are overtaken by crowd. They are overtaken by the circumstances. On the spur of the moment, but what can some back in his quiet moment? Or no one can say to me who said, and some are mekayano, na enche. But what the kind I can. So I believe that nipa na okasa ansem no me munidi or come back in his quiet moment or no would come to that realization say be your kind no kwasi ase.
I see. I was going to a friend I do a video to us here in Hajj, Salim Bamba, or Ashanti Regional Nasara Coordinator. I will seek say Nyamia Dumobeli Nasara wing of the party. So, what new are you bringing on board? Say, party for one share, no more national Nasara Coordinator.
What we are bringing on board, I believe that Adia me Babe an extension of what we have done as a case study in the Ashanti region. Okay. We have done a lot with me at the helm of the Nasara wing in Ashanti region.
What was saying Bakwana mean? Okay.
Yes. And the goodwill I had in the region, Emma Meko unopposed in my second attempt. And that for me is telling. You see, the Nasara wing, Adia will say, there are pillars upon which the Zongo campaign can rely on. So one identify that pillars are, you will be campaigning to the wrong people. The impact I will say that was Zongo. I brought up a proposal prior to the 2024 elections. And if that proposal had been taken through, perhaps we would be singing a different song today. We have the youths within the Zongo community. We have to take them as a pillar, as a foundation within the Zongo community. And then they tilt towards the New Patriotic Party than the National Democratic Zongo Youth. And then you see, facts are sacred. And obia eku school, obia ba eku school, oku school and always history kakra, right?
Yes.
You get enlightened. Adia omuhu eno omotie. Emma, the youth of this country feel strongly that policies are abino edeba na de adeno obetimi ade and make impact. So the youth were supposed to be treated differently as far as campaign in the Zongo communities are concerned. Etosubio oba the Zongo community womo hold the fort for the NDC women.
Okay.
But you need somebody who understands this to be able to influence policy, planning and strategy, campaign strategy within the Zongo communities. And see, I even identify say Emma and a bomb modern pa Emma the NDC in the Zongo communities. We must have a strategy. I had suggested in my second term, Nanka me persemi make all deputy Nasara coordinators, constituency deputy Nasara coordinators. I had wanted the regional executive committee, be appointed women.
Okay, as deputy
Nasara coordinators in all the constituencies. So you see, it's all about strategy. And it's what to me, yes, Anna, these women, look, the sort of campaigns they do in events such as naming ceremonies, marriage ceremonies, you have no idea. But when you have these people in place, they are mobilizing the women aspect within our Zongo communities. You see, Esan said Zongo is heterogeneous in it. Dawuro, adia edinya imams, headmen within the Zongo communities. Most of them are partisan. Most of them are partisan. How are we approaching them? Okay, how do you campaign within such a constituency? These are imams, chiefs, headmen within the Zongo communities. I had indicated that we needed to identify when you approach them. I don't want to disclose.
Okay.
What am I saying?
Yes. But there should be a strategy of approaching and getting
chiefs, headmen within the Zongo community. And you see, it doesn't come at once. In fact, a idea I was say you're taking off for a very long time, and they get any impact. What am I saying? So some of the things that we can do, because a member bosso perhaps somebody listening somewhere, ebe take our strategy to what? To counter. Idea I was saying, but with my experience as regional Nasara coordinator for almost 8 years, I want to believe that the best to lead the wing should be somebody who has gone through the mill within the wing, better understands the dynamics, the strengths within the wing, the weaknesses within the wing. You can then best address those issues, because it has to do with human capacity. Okay, the wing has leadership from the constituency to the national level. What are the capacities of Nasara coordinators? How can we build on those capacities? Strength within the Zongo Nasara executives, from the constituency to the national level. Leverage on those strengths within the wing. So nobody can understand that better than somebody coming from within. There is a huge difference between Obi Awoye Zongoni, so to speak, and Obi Awoye Nasara Ejuma. Yaba campaign Obi ankasem Obi enkoye campaign Ozungu dabi. Uye Zungu ni obetimi akokoye campaign Ozungu. Danso ye Nasara campaign to effect votes, to marshal votes within the Zongo communities now. All the Nasara coordinators so you need to know how to relate with them. Na choboy na edenam na ya koko mountain speakers e dia to a community bi mu na afi ya ba begina ya kika someone MPP aye Ozungu ya kika se yesi the people are not interested in that. Okay. And some of the why you catch us I have held the view long ago, not only Zongo campaign. Yeah, campaign. Na say it is just this the fanfare we do. We come and stand, people stand on stages and make statements at the end of the day. I don't think it contributes that much. All that it does, the contribution for me, the onlookers, yeah. They see the numbers and they are moved by the numbers. They say, oh, Charlie, numbers. That is it. So for that, it is traditional. Okay. But in getting the votes, especially in areas, stronghold, we must do something differently. And I want to call on Nasara coordinators across the country. They know my capacity and capability within the Nasara wing, and having even served as the dean of the Nasara coordinators across the country, I have traveled as regional Nasara coordinator for Ashanti region. There's no region I've not gone to in this Nasara wing. So I have worked beyond the Ashanti region, and I believe that if I am given the nod when we open nominations and all that, and elections are done, I believe I would contribute a lot to the development of the wing and also contribute to the victory in 2028.
Okay, I see. And a party for any Nasara for them to decide on whether someone will be crowned or more. But I hope, sir, for you to a region, to say Ashanti region, 47 constituencies, they can say on the post as Nasara coordinator for the region there. Like I say, party them who be some bit me aye. So because
it's not easy.
So Benya region, say not any other region, say Ashanti region. and then you get a whole wing. No be also must any power in co.
Especially so when on my first attempt I came along 7 contestants.
So 7 in our cry to make us say this time the who see nipa way here you may be man inquire. A big endorsement.
Seriously.
A big endorsement. So we are hoping say Obeko National so with me assume Omodowako. Ocean DC, this party NDC and over the years so much control Zongo vote and Eba. But Omobaye, what has been their impact in the Zongo so far? So me can say yeah assessment or be can say
I don't think there's anything significant. I don't think there's anything significant because if it is all that the MPP has done within the Zongo communities, if this current government will do anything, will be a build-up on Nyaomaide MPP Dikaya. No, MPP by what a friend is saying, the Ministry for Inner City and Zongo Development and all here, Juma. He said you can't bring development when there are no institutions. So that institution has been established. It is now a secretariat, right? It still exists. Sana Zongo Development Fund and so on. It also continue with the mandate in the act. I believe that for now, significantly, BBA who say also within the Zongo community. So let's of course a build up on near.
All right. You need about send a message say Odimu Hoya Omo Nasara form because in the last election the propaganda NDC for WG against Dr. Baumia in the Zongos no. I say you didn't do enough to respond to those propaganda. But I could say Dr. Baumia or Repreku or nom whiskey and all those propagandas no. Also I feel say Nasara for man yet enough to respond or counter sa propaganda no. And can be the MPP Lusu votes was Zongo no. What do you have to say about that?
Yes, I know to some extent no correct. But we have done what we can do. I remember on this sister platform I went to me TV. I Kumase.
Yeah.
We have been on that show to respond to PBA, including statement or we line up panel. The panel is a back platform no so a refugee PBA on bede on Becca. And no but when the wind of change is blowing, sometimes it is difficult to surmount it. And you know, and no na koso amaya lose because a baby anyone so you can during the election Nasara wing no and share that and respond to most of the time. Me personally, I respond to because I'm media friendly all the time. And me respond to.
Is it more MPP Nasara wing for no? More too gentle
Oh, I don't think so. It's not about gentility. It's about being an advocate, right? Just advocate. And within the wing,
it has become a MPP and Kasana cratch for it is a movie baby a cratch for no money a yiso. Be a hit ne propaganda non trolley say the bugane ba. You don't seem to engage the NDC at that level.
Oh, we do. It's because we've lost election. And to be oh okay. What am I say? But to the extent that within the wing, responding to some of these propaganda, we had imams, okay, who are partisan. Former vice president say wako tafsir and I say one call tafsir and all that, and then we are asking what is that the contribution of Senipa Ako tafsir Quranic commentary during the month of Ramadan. We had imams who were questioning the then vice president, our former flag bearer, who were questioning say so Kramoni Papa Omungu so tafsir. Such illogical questioning. It doesn't make sense. But Omubusa and we had calls to respond to all those allegations now it may not have the necessary strength in terms of voice, but almost bibiano. I can speak for myself. Almost bibia NDC for a year a whole propaganda with respect to Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia, and all that, we had cause to respond to Ninina. So we will continue to be advocates for the Zongo community, and anything that got to do with Zongo, anything that got to do with Nasara, we would continue to advocate and to make sure the truth stands at any given point in time.
I see. NPP in the next 50 days, NPP may elect a new flag bearer now or the accord the next election. A very crucial election Koso. I don't know your view about SAR election and maybe our forces a party Nico. I know the optional. If you want to share that with us, fine. If you don't, also we will not force you.
I am of the strong conviction that Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia is the most prepared in terms of spirituality. He's the most prepared in terms of preparation. He's the most prepared in terms of capacity. He's the most prepared in terms of the direction.
What kind of spirituality? Before saying over other aspect, when we say a question, we share Mobisa. I must say, Dawuro, election aye kui. You have to say Nkrofo General Secretary can say it was more spiritual than physical. Nkrofo ye near metia NPP for. Dr. Bawumia Kremuni, you say Kremu for Mususo, my being power, more Nkrofo imam for near their spiritual and we good. Are the man consulted Nkrofo no? Dawuro, they say, but I want to believe that at any point in time, you're sorry, I no pay, or serene bibi, Miss Serene bibi, Obianso Serene bibi. Obi Serene say, Insun talk. Obisu Serene say, Mansun talk. In the midst of all this, I was also making a decision as to whether so Mansu talk. And that's what many day, or Mansunto. And see, Yankupon enim near air. And for us believers, okay, for you to become a believer, you should believe in the ordainment of Allah. It is ordained. And see, enya umpaibono, and a bedding, ebe si hunkwai. Umpaibono, it's near day, eboa. Emma Yankupon, Eyano, Eden, Shisha for Friday, Eba. Now, so the ordainment of God is one of the pillars. It's one of the pillars of faith. Nitidi say, Yankupon Shisha, Enade, and Abba. So going forward, we are going to also put in much effort in terms of prayer and all that. Okay. Because in all things, prayer no any day. So then back to the other question. Do you support Bawumia because he is a northerner and a Muslim like you? Is it because of that? I personally support Mahmoud Bawumia because I feel strongly. Say, we're vice president. I'm a young near what you as vice president. And then, na town fumpo. In him say, as far as ideas are concerned, set your day idea a dem puntuning kanko ebe bre or mine. He has that capacity. Yenim say, seni ye ma others in the past no. Say ye enonso manwa ebe boye. Dawuro, metina se dwene ho say no. Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia Yede yempenimfoni bi ekokoye no in the history of this country obi anywhere oba elections both NDC and MPP they don't call elections are winning on his first attempt and to say a repetition in the past
na sɛ yɛtumi win elections a deɛ biom ɛna ɛwɔ sɛ yɛyɛ ɛwɔ sɛ yɛ repeat no for the second time yɛ repeat no for the second time a yɛbɛtumi ayɛ dɛn awin the 2028 elections so Dawuro kan hu ne sɛ nipa dodoɔ no a ɔmanto aba in 2024 no nipa close to about 1.7 million, right?
2.1 million.
And within NPP
and 2.1 million.
2.1
and Antuaba
million.
Yes, and if Tuaba man and Nado or man Tuaba in the last election, about 2.1 million.
So 2.1 million. And then menu kasi unim say enuhuaba.
Me sure.
Unim say enuhuaba.
Me sure pa.
Enti enuhuna ebaye no. Saafo no na say 2028 almost aba beto aba amaya. They na chere say will not win the election. What you must say?
Yes.
And equally we have nipa about 1.7 swa womo omankoto omokoto ma NDC for.
Yes.
What you must say?
Yes.
Those people no most of them are floating voters. Okay? Ne asema omo kan say yamfa Dr. Baumia Amma omonto aba enfama obi aide ni baba bia. Right? But with sa 2.1 na omo MPP for no obi aide ni baba bia no ombede ombeto
bibi ti no man koto
aba enti ye Dr. Baumia ba ombeto ye de obi fufuro nso ba but the floating voters among the 41% na yenya ya no okay. The floating voters among the 41.2 na yenya no saafo no say yanto amfa maba omia ombede ato who will they vote for because womono etomano because of his personality etomano because of naniswedi hunu okay ne modern bo bibia wala den what day dia kire say ye akonya na ma no obetimi agu man no eno no mugina so na omye den omoto aba man no enti Dawuro mejibi say these are the reasons I was say you support to Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia for all intents and purposes. If we want the shortest way to power in 2028, history has it that I was say you repeat it, Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia. So you are repeating now. What it means is that we are likely to lose the next election in 2028. I mean, because say the history back idea here. Yeah, President Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo. And the third term, so now the winning elections. So the third term, and now winning 2016 elections. Yeah, Prof. Mos.
Also on the third term.
Also on the third term, now the winning elections. Okay. President John Dramani Mahama. Yame Ede Prof. Mos. A call on the crèche. And or serve as president, okay, because of a year, you say, oh, you made no call, let's find a replacement about the year and all that, and I saw two about the man in 2012. 2016, what happened? He had to face 2 election defeats.
Yes,
in 2020. In 2016,
the Befan said 2016 election
on his own as John Dramani Mahama.
Yes,
he had to lose 2 elections. In fact, so Obi Kachire me pass after losing 2 elections, President John Dramani Mahama can win election again in 2024. And Kameka say no, Obi fi say enyade ebisibio. One comes at a point, not one person or be contest.
But Nebuchadnezzar for no Nebuchadnezzar the front page or graphic.
Yes,
a published class
on
money maybe. Because he was the first sitting president who lost by a million
votes. So at the ABCBiano, there's a first time. And you see at that time, send a first time. And you lose super toy. Send us a first time. And I'm a boy.
Yes,
something will happen again. And Tina. Adia majority or parliament no metena se ehwa na me say misre your mind no people are driven by their personal interests than even ultimately the Constitution of the Republic of Ghana. The national interest, very minimal. Yensheda for national interest in question. Ade, at the end I see. Now we shall air cost how on earth and constitutional process, air cost high courts are making ruling. High court a cost of first instance for parliamentary election petition. Court of first instance Emma Nediano Nipakrona appeal was a file stay a stay of execution. And I was file a judicial review. It was Supreme Court. When you does that mean that an appeal in itself is just a mere formality? And in fact, lawyers in private culture say outcome of the appeal on the action to be taken now. So what it means is that the seat cannot be declared vacant. And you know the most annoying part, and I pay update from the search on my court nature say you survey Seturara on the clerk of parliament. Of course. I want responding. Yes. But he chose to rather write to electoral commission. So when you look at all these things happening, you ask yourself, in the not too distant future, majority in parliament, a opposition political party, what will become of Ghana? Dawuro say a political party be winning presidential election. Now parliamentary elections, majority equal to the opposition. What will happen in this country? And because see, can you imagine say Ghana by 2/3 majority in parliament to beat my impeach president? Yes. So in the NDC 4 years say a young people in the world Bemukran NDC 4 to 10 to president. That is what I'm talking about. And even government business in itself, it will suffer. Time in your hang parliament, the government business suffered significantly. Yeah. And I am of the view that it was said parliamentarians, they should know that they are an arm of government. They are an arm of government. Hey. Oh, I mean, and yet the best see every no I have been another for say or more about so say me who said probably sending messages about communication, and people think say some of you the way I'm Mokasano you should be doing more communication to most of the Beboa party. No, Honorable Emmanuel Ochre ewo Edukrum also can say na Sarah phone be anyo modwuma yi anyo modwuma yi se na so mo ye no. Honorable Ima o kan mi ni baby a o kan ko. Okay. And Yamon Tofa na yen friend no NC, but Yebesha say so yo 19 na moba so that nipa better monka. I think say Crofaju communication honti so kosimu anu ababa ko so taba now to Kumasi so now ta kona yem build communication so na phone call. Sometimes some microphone so monka. It also helps. That's very true. That's very true. Munko simwana munja ya no question be grounds ejuma but communication is here. And because a non-procrano as part of our strategy within the Zongo campaign, I would say the ring itself should have a communication outfit. Okay. I would say at the National Nasara Secretariat, appointed would be our the National Communication Officer. Okay. For the Nasara wing, and we have a lot of Zongo communicators. There was Zongo communicators, people. Unofficially, Party Nankasano does not really recognize the Zongo communicators, but making sure say streamline womunina. You're from Zongo communicator, and they have a WhatsApp. But I think say the moment you label them as Zongo communicators, it also have a certain way. I say segregation.
And you should find a way of roping them into the party communication. Even though,
mainstream
yes,
structure.
so they are party communicators. Wherever they communicate, they are party communicators. But says our tag Zongo communicators. They will be arguing and say they should go and communicate at the Zongos.
The reason is that
they can still communicate at the Zongos and also be part of the mainstream communication.
So the mainstream, you make efforts. So you need to nurture. Okay.
Yes.
And see at the national level, the communication officer or nurture, identify talents.
Yes.
Or identify talents. Now we push them into the
constituency communication, regional communication. Then they come to the national communication.
We put them in the mainstream. By your the Hausa speaking radio stations, and I can't speaking a want to me and Kasa.
Sure, and
right? One of women's into one and make come once.
And no, say Awa Baha, or also call those stations purely Hausa or something. Also, so me, I'm just concerned about the name tag. Say, Zongo communicator. So, Unya and Sapa. No be teacher and say, oh, and your monko Kuzungu and Kokasa. But if they are part of the communication, they can be part of the NPP communication team and still be working in the Zongos. So that you take that off, say, Zongo communicators. But when I make out here and say, so when I was in Eastern region, near was serial callers. So what they did in Eastern region, I think, under the good plan is to rebrand them. From grassroots communicators.
Okay.
So they were they became a subset under the regional communication team. Okay. So now they have a grassroots communicators. Then the serial callers, will be out of Satag no if you almost. Be a serial caller there. So be a serial caller. But once you are classified as a grassroots communicator, it means that you're part of the party communication team. But what do you know? Level so I
think it's laudable.
Me proposal.
Your proposal is laudable.
For anu sinefe yenkran for today.
Medawase. Na Machia Movement TV etiefo nyina na media kunya enso achia the next president of the Republic of Ghana, Dr. Alhaji Mahmoud Bawumia, and the erudite and influential incoming First Lady Hajia Samira Bawumia, and a party penum for Nina Ajibre, 8 years, Emery. Na Menasara coordinated stitch across the country. Metia Umunina, Honorable Ben Abdallah Banda, and penum for Enina Mefa Kwenye Sona Machia Womu. Yano Moabe Koswa Jumano, na MPP. Zongo campaign, Nasara wing Ninano, Ebefa, and Tumapa, Afra. We need a strong wing to propel support within the Zongo communities. Now, ultimately, Yetimi Awene, the general elections, at the New Patriotic Party. I think the role of the Nasara wing will be very key in the 2028 elections. See, quality leadership. Ebebwa ama ijumano ayememre amaye, and I want to say without any equivocation that Salim Bamba presents quality leadership, and I believe with the right frame of mind and support yebitimi ayeni I say yebia na make sure say MPP funding to my prefer. They are winning the 2028 elections. It is non-negotiable. Amana IFA, inshallah.
All right. Yes. So that's it. Papa. Your tunes are for Obai. See, how many? I am on Tamra. I dear higher movie. We support the wild chairman there, and to win here a invitation as a little more across the media. Where I have a KBI. That's it. I was here. The best thing I say na yakramona yako. Nundu ba kon abo apa nundu. Nyankopon